Chapter 4699. Chapter 4699. At the same time as the soldiers were born. Above the whole earth, it is also an instant wind. The land of ancient civilizations has also begun to evoke a strange and unpredictable atmosphere. Like the veil of ancient mystery, it was unveiled a little and reappeared on earth. Egypt. The re-emergence of ancient civilizations, the pyramids of the baptism of the ancient sands, suddenly became unusual. The looming figure began to appear in the pyramid and walk slowly, out of thin air. However, some people have witnessed that these people have climbed out of the pyramid. On the side, the lion body began to move. Vatican. The light of sacred light descends from the sky. Someone saw the face of God and condensed in the void. Immediately, countless believers stumbled. No angels, no demons. But the face of God is enough for them to be excited. In the Super League, those who are related to the ancient myths are even more touching the taboos. Greek mythology, reappearing on Earth. Island country, under Mount Fuji. A bang is like a dragon. It came out of the world. Then, an 8-headed snake that was taller than the mountain was shocked. At this time, in the Super League, everyone is confused. Don't worry, they have myths, but we have genetic agents. Don't forget, our own purpose is to make God. Don't forget, although we don't have a myth, but we have a reunion. We and superheroes. The leader of the Super League is saying that there is infinite light in his eyes. At this time, above Kunlun, Longfei is like nothing, and he is indifferent to everything between this world. But don't care, it doesn't mean you don't understand. How big is the Earth? If divided according to the ancient world, the whole Earth is afraid that even a small plane cannot be counted. Even if there are many mysteries. But in front of Longfei, there is no secret at all. The changes in various places, the outbreak of mysterious power, Longfei has a panoramic view. It's no exaggeration to say that even if those people climbed out of nothingness, Longfei did not miss it. And the whole process, Longfei is like watching a movie. Did not intervene. On the contrary, it is fun to enjoy. As everyone knows, at this time, Longfei's heart has already produced a super crazy idea. Yes, it's crazy. Because just now, he has already perceived these forces that broke out. Have a familiar feeling. Instinct, between the dragon and the mind, flashed, is the system. Yes, the system has summoned it. The existence of these systems has been summoned. I don't think there really exists in the world. Longfei has already been excited. Previously, this result Longfei never dared to imagine. But now, returning to the Earth and bringing surprises to Longfei is really too much. I have to say that the existence of these summons at the time was very strong. However, being strong is also relatively speaking. At least, compared to the current Longfei, there is no threat. But who is Longfei? The definition of Longfei is the player. And Longfei, also from the beginning to the end of his own identity, is very good. Think of the previous, the Zongman system, the trade union system. The feeling of Longfei now is that there is an impulse. That is to consolidate the system army. This idea, as early as the beginning, Longfei has thought about it. After all, the existence of the system is too horrible. Even the people who used to have little help for the present self. But Longfei is systematic. As long as there is a system, Longfei believes that these people will definitely grow to an absolute height. However, of course, Longfei will not receive all the brains. System sister, when you said that the system was summoned, it has already been counted today. Longfei suddenly asked. The ability of the system, Longfei has long been clear. It is not too much to say that it is omnipotent. Otherwise, there will be nothing happening today. Master, there are thousands of systems in the system, everything is possible. The system sister said that it seems that I have already guessed the idea of Longfei. So, paused and said, Master, I know what you think. But now, the deduction of the Wanshan building has not been completed. Give me some time, wait for the Wanshan building to change into a Wan Yarrow system. I will introduce a Marvel myth system to let the owner build a strange soldier. The system sister said. Longfei smiled on his face, Sure enough, the one who knows me the most is the system girl. When I break through, you can get out of the system. I must take the initiative to warm you up. Ha ha ha. Longfei laughed. Very good mood. There is no sense of oppression. At this time, a roar, like a roar, broke out from above Kunlun. Longfei's eyes are condensed. Rumble. Rumble. The loud noise burst and it was rolled into pieces. The entire Kunlun was also attacked by this horrible power at this moment. Longfei looked at it. I saw a figure standing proudly above the void, squatting on the body, exuding a mighty spirit. Upright. Purely. Such as the big sun. This Longfei brother, is this really a fish? How is this possible? How long can he achieve this level of work? Xiao Yue exclaimed. Even the rules of heaven and earth have changed. She can't believe that someone can break the shackles of practice in just a few days, all the way. Some things look hard, but it's easy to do. Of course, it is definitely not the whole story of Li Yu. The inheritance I gave him should be stronger. Longfei said. Xiao Yue, in the eyes, flashed a small, undetectable loss. After all, the current Xian Yu and Xuanzang have been untied. If Xiao Yue was in front of the two before, naturally there would be no feeling of inferiority. But now, she is the weakest among the dozen or so. Between the vagueness, she felt that she appeared in the life of Longfei. Not only did she not bring help to Longfei, but she became a burden. This feeling makes Xiao Yue's heart extremely repulsive. However, how can Longfei ignore it? With a chuckle, Longfei's relatives scraped a little Chio's nose and said, reassured, this kind of inheritance power, how could you miss you? However, with your knowledge, this world can't hold back. When the other side of the world opens, it is your stage. Longfei said. The accumulation of Xiao Yue is too strong. It is already the first person under current global conditions. At this time, if it is a fusion of the Great Emperor. For her, it is a limitation. There is no higher level of world baptism, which will make this inheritance unsatisfactory. At this time, the figures of Xuanzang and Xuanyu appeared from the front. Obviously, both of them are more concerned about the things of the Great Emperor and want to help Longfei. Big bad guy, I told you. This world. It's really messy. Chapter 4700. Chapter 4700. The group of devils danced, the world was turbulent. It can be said that it is the best description of the current situation. Above the world, countless existences that exist only in legends are re-derived in the world. There are many bad guys, and even more ridiculously, these unseen existences have turned the Eastern Land into a stage. Xian Yu said. Yes, she said it was ridiculous. The height is different. Now her cultivation is too much above the earth. A lot, it looks terrible in the eyes of others. In her eyes, it is ridiculous. I know that before I went to the ancient world, these existences were already in the world, the unsolvable transcendental existence. I just can't think of it. This day will really happen. They really can return from the time and space of annihilation. Longfei said with a chuckle. Yes, there is only a little curiosity. As for the sense of oppression, it does not exist at all. It is no longer a degree above. Of course, this kind of emboldenedness is based on absolute strength. Xian Yu grinned, looked at Longfei, and looked at the depths of Kunlun. Big bad guys, is this also your means? Oh, this is a step to make God. If you let the people in the world know that they are exhausting their lives and want to chase, on your side, you can make one in a few days. I don't know what it will be. Xian Yu said. She was able to perceive how powerful the figure condensed from above Kunlun. Therefore, my heart is also amazed at the means of Longfei. The dragon's mouth was outlined in a curve, and he did not take it for granted. Then he looked at the void. At this point, the figure of the fish has gradually gathered. No longer before, that illusory shadow. Similarly, the atmosphere of the fish is getting more and more violent. Leading the world to silence, suppressing a party. One road, just incomparable, the will of the world, and the maneuver above Kunlun. And this is the power of Fang Tiandi. Longfei's eyes are locked on the Li Yu, and he is aware of the current transformation of Li Yu, and he is not satisfied with his eyes. In terms of mere cultivation, the Li Yu at this time is already inferior to the Xuanzang that has been unsealed. In other words, the repair is already at the level of Tai Jingxian. Of course, the inheritance power of Fang Tiandi has also been exhausted, and it is only necessary to rely on it in the future. This is also one of the reasons why Longfei does not pass on the power of the great emperor to Xiaoyu. Rumble. Rumble. Above Kunlun, the power is still violent. Li Yu seems to be still not adapting to his own strength, and the scorpion is still turbid. Between the hands, the thunder and the earth shook. When the hand is over, it is the storm. The vibration caused is not much weaker than the birth of the emperor's soldiers. Li Yu looked at the void so slyly. Then, suddenly, between. Li Yu seems to have sensed what it is, and the figure swept away and went straight into the distance. Go. Come on and see. Longfei said in a heart, not worried about the safety of the fish. But I am afraid that Li Yu will suddenly be blinded by this powerful force and do something excessive. After all, even now the aura is recovering. The world is still mortal. If Li Yu can't control this kind of power, it will cause too many casualties, and it is extremely unfavorable for him to improve his future repairs. Hey! In the twinkling of an eye, Shanchuan Haiyue crossed the front. 1,000 miles. But Li Yu, but there is no intention to stop. As if in the unknown, there is an inexplicable force, just like calling. However, Long Fei and Shen Zong and others stopped at this time. The direction is the place where the soldiers were born. Long Fei's vision is certain. This time, the emperor was born, that is, the ancient emperor Jiuding. The ancient emperor, caste Jiuding, divided into the town of Kaiyushu. In addition to Yang Shoshi already got, there are still 6 giant tripods. At this time, Li Yu's direction is one of them. Longfei brother, big head, is this ready to grab the soldiers? Xiao Yue looked horrified. She can feel the horror of the fish. However, she also knows that when Yang Shoshi was able to get the emperor, it was also because of the power of Xianmeng. Because he guards the land of the east, he is determined to be Yang Shoshi, who is responsible for the air, and is willing to let him get it. Therefore, even if Li Yuxiu is now skyrocketing, Xiaoye does not think that Li Yu can be recognized by the emperor. Even, it will be hurt by the soldiers. Look at this, you should be wrong. Longfei said. This point is also beyond the expectations of Longfei. Especially now, Li Yu has not recovered his mind now, and his eyes are still in confusion. Obviously, it is because of the inheritance of Fang Tiandi, it must have involved a lot of his own memories, and it has not been digested yet. Cannot help but, there are some speculations in Longfei's heart. Is it true that the power of Fang Tian's emperor is connected to the ancient emperor of the earth? Longfei guessed in his heart, but did not say it. At this time, the figure of Li Yu has disappeared. Go, catch up. Longfei said. No hesitation. At this time, the place where the soldiers were born. This place is called Zhongju. It is also an ancient land that has been passed down from ancient times. At this time, on the top of Ganju, there have been countless repairers. Among them, there is no shortage of those who are strong. Of course, this kind of power is also relatively speaking. Not to mention than Feifei, even if it is worse than the current Xiaoye. Under the ascent, all exited. The emperor is not something that you can get contaminated with. You must be careful not to make a mistake. At this time, among the crowd, an old man said one step forward. In the eyes, it is full of chills. Young old Blame, you are in the early stages of the flight, the pig's nose is inserted with green onion, what do you like? However, there is a saying that you are right. The soldiers, not you can be contaminated, I only count 3 times, who does not quit this place, kill innocent. At this time, another sound came out. More than the old man, it is more thorough and murderous. Brush the brush. This sentence directly scared off countless people. The soldiers are equally eager, but they are better than the front, but they are able to distinguish them. In the twinkling of an eye, there are only 6 people left in the most central position. These 6 people, all repaired, are flying. At this time, The 6 people did not give each other and also guarded each other. Obviously, in front of the emperors, several people have the heart they must have, and they have already prepared for the war. At this time, under the state of Chenju, the roar of the roar is even more violent. Boom. Then there was a loud noise. I saw a giant ding directly broke the asterisk of the earth and slowly rose. Chapter 4701. Chapter 4701. Juding vacated, and instantly attracted everyone's attention. Especially the 6 people from the nearest. The eyes are more congested at this time, the greedy color of both eyes, overwhelming everything. It's the town of Sui Emperor, haha, it's made, mine. Who dares to grab me, who will I be? Juding was born, and he was born. If the ancient giants are in the ordinary place, the infinite suppression of the will, condenses the heavens and the earth. Hey! A figure took the lead. It was only the remaining 6 people who were the strongest one. At the moment when Juding was born, it was too late to rush to the void. Dog thief, you dare, give me down. At this time, another person shot. When the opportunity is in front, no one will give up. Hey! The figures were interlaced and the 2 men fought together in an instant. Nirvana palm. Cracking magic boxing boom. In an instant, the whole void is light and shadow. After all, both of them are repairers of the ascending period. Although this kind of cultivation is invisible in the eyes of Longfei, it is true that in the world of the earth, it is already the top force. At this time, the 4 people of Longfei have arrived. However, there is no urgent need to shoot. But the eyes are turning around in the crowd. However, the next moment, Longfei's face changed. Because of this, there is no figure of Li Yu at all. Longfei brother, the big man seems to be not here? Xiao Yue also asked doubts. They followed all the way. Moreover, with the speed of Longfei, it is not comparable to Li Yu. That's it, they are still lost. This is impossible. His repairs have just been seen by me. It's just that in the midterm, how could you escape your speed? Xuanzang is also a puzzle. She said, naturally it is Li Yu. Along the way, although they are later set off. But along the way, it is always in the eyes of the fish. It can be said that it is impossible for Li Yu to leave their control. But now, it is strange to disappear in front of their eyes. Yeah, big bad guys, can you say that the fat man is really better than you? Xian Yu is also very surprised. Longfei said nothing, silent. The current situation is very strange. Even said that even he felt the pressure. I really don't understand what is going on. System sister, can you say that the ancient emperor passed on, and there is power I don't know? Between the thoughts, Longfei thought about it and contacted the system. Master, every inheritance has its own subtleties. However, now it is not as complicated as you think. However, it is black under the lamp. The system sister said. Black under the lamp? A dragon flies. Yes, master, now Li Yu hasn't regained himself, basically relying on an instinct to come here. What is the purpose of his coming? The system sister said. Of course it is this emperor. Longfei said. Immediately, Longfei's eyes turned and looked like, I'm cow, wouldn't I have already entered Dingzhong? Longfei's eyes are bright. Immediately, they looked at the 2 people in the battle, as well as the 4 people who looked at them with caution, and the people around them who were coveted and stopped. The dragon flies at a corner. Ha ha ha, this is especially good. A group of stupid birds, if they know, now they have been blown by the beard and blink of an eye, have already been given by the fish. What kind of expression would it be? Longfei thought of it. Bad fun. However, he did not say it, just watching it quietly. Xianzong and Xian Yu 3 people looked at Longfei without any tension and doubts, but also stood aside. At this time, several people in the field are still fighting. In addition to the 2 people who have already fought. The remaining 4 people also fell into a scuffle. No one wants to let it. After all, this is a chance for them to change their lives. Get the soldiers, step into the sky. As for other people, you can only watch on the side. This level of fighting is not at all possible for them to participate. As for the few people flying dragons, they don't care. It is completely at the passerby level and it is ignored. Oh, it seems that this time, there is no chance. Yeah, the soldiers will inevitably be among the 6. Nothing else has to be considered. Hey, I feel so arrogant that I am a high-level person, they will not have good results. Some people regret that some people are not jealous. Obviously, there is full of hatred for the 6 people. It's a good talk. The emperor has already owned it. The Xianmen Lord has already taken control of Sanding. Will he let these giants fall into the hands of others? Impossible. Now this is the hot potato, who will die. Some people say that they are full of hate. However, these words, in the Longfei ear, are extremely disdainful. This is the typical sour grape heart. Thinking of this, Longfei smiled lightly. Obviously, at this time, this laugh is extremely out of date. These people, this is to be removed from the game, the heart is full of resentment and anger. Now that Longfei smiles, it is like a fire line. Boy, what are you laughing at? A sigh of anger rang in my ear. I don't know the things that live and die. I don't have any traces of spiritual practice. I dare to come to this place, and even dare to laugh at me. Are you specially tired? A revival of the incarnation of the singer took a step forward and stared at Longfei with a sullen look. The man was wearing a robe and holding a long knife. The cold brilliance flashes on the long knife. Obviously, it is to use Longfei as a soft persimmon and want to take the dragon out of the air. How? Is this ready to take me to Li Wei and get back to the scene? Longfei asked a question. His eyes narrowed. What about it? Are you still a few hundred years ago? The strong now is respected. You are a cook who doesn't practice, and dare to look at Laoji's jokes. Give me a slap. The long knife man sighed coldly and slashed his knife in his hand. Brush. The knife flashed. As for the rest of the people around, I don't bother to look at it. Because they also do not feel the breath of Longfei. Cannot be between, I think that Longfei is a rookie. And the knife of the peak of the gods is enough to kill his life. However, from beginning to end, Longfei maintains a posture and does not move. Scared. There is nothing to be concerned about, a mortal, dead will die. However, it is estimated that several women behind him are going to suffer. Han Ba knife is notoriously brutal. It's not bad. I didn't grab the emperor and I could grab a few women. It's a good harvest. Someone in the crowd whispered. Even this is the idea of most people. However, none of them noticed. The void around me has already started from Hanba's knife and has become extremely cold. Chapter 4702. Chapter 4702. At this time, it is far from the eastern land of Zhongju, and Zhongju. The people of the Oriental Xianmeng have long been occupied. In the face of the Oriental Xianmeng, all those who practiced can only secretly hang their heads. The moment when the people of the Oriental Xianmeng appeared, all the repairers can only return home. Because here, it has been labeled. The Lord is going to tell the truth, even if you want to collect sanding at one time. Oh, under the heavens, my Oriental Xianmeng has been the most. Even if Xianmen was born, it was ***** in front of the ally. Now, apart from the sinful blood of the south, whoever sees us, they have to bow down to the court. Numerous scholars of Xianmeng whispered. The heart is infinitely excited. Of course, this excitement is different from other distractions to see the excitement that the emperors want to be their own. There is only one source of excitement, and that is the power of the Oriental Xianmeng. Or, it is the power of Yang Shoshi. The Lord has already traveled to the place where the 3 places meet, and it is necessary to collect the tripods. It must be a new era of Oriental practice. It's a good saying. When the time comes, the whole world will be lost. All the cultivators will only become the vassals of my Oriental Xianmeng. Ha ha ha, the more you want, the more excited you are. Among the Oriental Xianmeng, only the 3 remaining elders are excited. Now, they are very fortunate that they did not participate in the previous war. Otherwise, there is no way to witness the rise of the Oriental Xianmeng. Oh, unfortunately those few. We all blame the saints. If it is not a saint, it will be more powerful. One of them said. This person, named Shudao. It is also a practitioner who originally benefited. Hey, what a holy woman. He has a good or bad for us. However, when practicing the world, the cause and effect are broken when she breaks into the magical way and dances with the demon. Now, it should be called a demon girl. Another person said. His name is Yang Hao. Yes, it's good, now it's a demon girl. And his wild man. If the Lord did not take the shot, he would have been screaming. Wait for the Lord to accept the ding-ding, and then it is their death. The third person said that his name is Jiao. Finished. The three eyes once again focused on the void. At this point, there is only one spot above the void. Ding-ding is widely distributed across the mountains and rivers. However, Zhongju and Yuzhou are not far apart. Therefore, at this time, the ding-ding was born, and the three parties breathed a shock, which actually resonated. It is precisely because of this that Yang Shoshi can stop in the void. Boom. Also at this time, the direction of Zhongju is bright. Then, one of the giants was born. And with the birth of Zhongju Ding, it seems that it has also formed an implicature. Boom. Zhongju Ding was born. Rumble. Yuzhou Ding was born. At this moment, half of the void was shrouded in the light of the ding-ding. However, there is a light spot at this time, which is even worse than the light of ding-ding. This light spot is Yang Shoshi. At this time, Yang Shoshi was carrying another 3 tripods. At this time, he was directly connected with Zhongju Dingju and Zhongju Ding. Between the moments, the golden light is full of days. Zhongju. At this time, Longfei, his face was indifferent. In front of him, Xiao Yue came forward and blocked the knife directly. Jade hand shot. Hey! The long knife broke directly into a ground. At this point, Xiao Yue's face was cold and frosty. How can you do this? Your cultivation is. Han Bie's eyes screamed in an instant, and his face was unbelievable. Even the throat is constantly squirming, apparently already shocked by the breath of Xiao Yue. Flying up, Han Bie knife was shocked. He didn't even think of the soft persimmon in his eyes. There were such terrible people around him. What's even more ridiculous is that he didn't even notice it. At this time, Xiao Yue shot. He knew that he was wrong. And the mistake is extremely outrageous. A few people in Longfei are not repaired at all. Instead, they are so high that they simply cannot see through. Longfei brother, what are they going to do? Xiao Yue moved back to Hanba's knife and turned and asked. At this time she has given birth to killing. In her eyes, no one can insult Longfei. Who dares to humiliate Longfei, is to die. A group of clowns, broken and repaired, let them roll. Longfei said faintly. In fact, he did not want Xiao Yue to shoot. This kind of means, even if he is standing still, this knife will not have any influence on him. Even the power of the earthquake alone can have the life of that person. Only he still underestimated his position in Xiao Yue's heart. Well, that Longfei brother waited, I handled them. Xiao Yue said. Then turn around, the body is no longer suppressed. Boom. The breath of the peak of the ascension is directly bursting. Then, puff, puff, puff puff. The sound of a broken rib is filled in the void. No, my repairs. Why, we are all innocent. Don't abolish our cultivation. A scream, screaming. Humble crying. Obviously, they have long forgotten the contempt and depreciation of Longfei. However, they forgot, does not mean that Xiao Yue does not remember. Before, all the people who opened the door, none of them were spared, directly under the violent cultivation of her, and were abolished and repaired. Others are very happy. I am going, but fortunately there is no ambiguity, or now, it is also a waste. This is really a real person. No. I have to go, I have to look deep into the mountains. This world is crazy. Yes, it's too dangerous. Especially when Ding Ding was born, all the gods came out. I don't want to play anymore. These people are talking to each other, and their steps are constantly retreating. Just a few steps away, it disappeared directly. I can't wait for my aunt to give 2 more legs. For these people, Long Fei naturally has little interest in it. Even this episode, Long Fei did not put it in the heart, looked up and looked at the 6 people still in the battle. Dragon, do you want to shoot? Xian Zong asked. After all, now Ding is at your fingertips. As long as the 6 people are solved, the Ding is theirs. No, let's go. Long Fei is faintly shaking his head and said casually. Xian Zong and Xian Yue glimpse, that is, Xiao Yue is also amazed. Why is Long Fei brother? Ding ding, we don't want it. Xiao Yue asked. Ha ha ha, stupid girl, Ding ding is already ours. Long Fei said. This time, the 3 are even more aggressive. And Long Fei, this time is not going to sink deep, and between the heads up, directly lock the Ding ding. When you are awake, come out. Take God Ding, let's go to the next place. Long Fei said faintly. Hey. And with the sound of Long Fei falling, there was a buzzing sound in the giant tripod. Then, a figure flew out of the giant tripod, and then raised one hand. Hey, boss, this is the meeting for you. Li Yu appeared, and said with a thick face, while holding a big trip to the dragon flying away. At this time, the 6 people in the battle also stopped the battle. One by one, stunned, like a lost soul, messy in the wind. Chapter 4703. Chapter 4703. It's Long Fei. I didn't expect it. Li Yu will appear in such a posture. I have to say that the degree of arbitrage cannot be said. Here are 6 people competing for you to die, and you are without me. Here he is secretly Chen Kang, directly disintegrated from the inside, directly dragging Dading, according to his own. I have to say that it is really a kind of irony. Long Fei's eyes turned slightly and stayed on several people. Looking at the 6 people, his face was so ugly, and he ate the same expression. In the heart of Long Fei, he could not help but give birth to a bit of pity. Yes, it is pity. If you say that the first fish appeared in front of them, directly suppress them. It won't be what it is. But now, in their eyes, Li Yu is a thief. Naked in front of them, take their default things away. Still, kid, we'll put down the Emperor Ding. Young old screams and screams. There is endless anger in my eyes. But Li Yu, but not at all moved. Even the eyes did not shift, still go their own way, step by step to Long Fei. Let's go, dog stuff, stop me. Young old stunned his eyes and slammed his backhand. Cracking magic boxing, boom. A fist shadow like a giant mountain generally swept. Because the distance is very close, all this punches have no pause at all, and there is no difference directly falling on Li Yu's body. Hey! A loud noise. Li's body is also being used in this boxing. Under the influence of management, the body jerked. But it's just a dump. Li Yu silently turned back. Don't make trouble, I want to send something to my boss now. Li Fish said casually. For Yang's old fist, I don't care. In the distance, Long Fei and others glimpsed. Looking at the still-faced Li Yu, who was still smiling, was speechless. It's a strong man in the soaring period. When you are here, it's like a child. I will send it in a sentence. However, this can also be understood. After all, the current Li Yu is already comparable to Tai Bi. Even if Yang Lao Ge is fighting for his life, the breath that comes out will never let Li Yu give birth to a dangerous atmosphere. In other words, Li Yu is simply joking when the other party is joking. In other words, Li Yu at this time may not know his true strength at all. But this sentence, in the eyes of Yang Lao Gui, is a shame. Ah, ignorant junior. Dare to humiliate me. I want you to die. Young old anger rushed to the crown, his face was red, a look of anger. And Li Yu, this paused, staring at Yang. I didn't humiliate you. I didn't feel dangerous, otherwise you think you can still stand here now? Li Yu said honestly. It seems to say that you are too weak. But if you are stronger, now you are lying down. Ah. Let go, it's too arrogant. Dare to humiliate me. The old man doesn't kill you today, I don't swear. Young Laochi is completely angry. The anger directly burned the mind. I completely forget my strength. And the dragon flying on the side is also a light face. The absolute strength gap is here, don't worry. Li Yu is no longer entangled, turned, and flew toward the dragon. However, some people are like this. Ignorance and fearlessness. I think that I am the strongest group of people on the planet, and I am blind. Kid, where to go, give me a life. Young Laoge shot again and punched it out. Boom. A fist out, with the roar of the mountains and rivers, swept down. And Li Yu finally stopped. There was a bit of gloom in his gaze. I want to kill you. But now, you make me feel you're killing. So, you are going to die. Fang Tianzhong. The fish face was gloomy and the body suddenly soared. Immediately, a palm fell. Hey. Void changes. A sturdy atmosphere has permeated, and the pressure is pressing. When this breath comes out, there is no sound in this place. As if, this breath is eternal and unique. Hey. For a moment, the fists hit. Yang's arrogant self-sufficient power burst into ruin at this moment. Under the palm of Li Yu, there is no such thing as a parry. Puff. Yang's body is directly overwhelmed by a palm at this time. With a bang, a ****** spurt. It's not impossible. I'm already in a soaring period. Even if it's a peak, it's absolutely impossible to suppress me. Ding ding, yes, it must be ding ding. You, don't be idle, don't you be willing, this chance to get away, was taken away by a boy who is not surprised. Yang is groaning and exhausting. Obviously, under the palm of Li Yu, he has been seriously injured. And as his voice fell, the 5 people around me are also very intent. Obviously, they are the same as Yang's old thinking, and they think that the late stage of the flight is already the strongest. Nowadays, Li Yu is able to take a half-life of Yang Laoqi, and it is the credit of Di Ding. For a moment, when everyone looks at Li Yu's gaze, there is only greed and desire. The kid, understand the truth of his sin. Even if all 5 of you are in the late stage of flying, there are 6 on our side. You don't want to break the net. Immediately, someone said. With a threat. Yes, even if you have ding ding, it is useless. You can hold down 2 people at most, what about them? If you fight for a battle, you will lose. So you are still handing over the emperor. Someone said something. It is still a strong threat. However, this is heard in the ears of Long Fei and others, but it is all a glimpse. Especially Long Fei, it is ridiculous. Obviously, these people have paid enough attention to them. It's just a pity that the ants are arrogant and the Yelang is arrogant. The extent of Long Fei and others is not what they can imagine. The fish died and the net broke, it did not exist. The only result is only one, that is, the fish die. It is just a single fish, and they can also kill 6 of them. And Li Yu, the expression is also a change at this time. The harmless appearance of humans and animals disappeared directly, and the suffocation in the eyes gradually emerged. Are you threatening me? Do you dare to threaten my amnesty and boss? Li Yu's voice was dull, like a thunder, and angered. Yes, it is threatening you. If you are interested, give it up. Otherwise, today is your death. Among the 6, some people spoke. Very incomparable. As if, the 6 of them had decided to fly and others. What they don't know is that this sentence directly becomes their reminder. In the heart of Li Yu, Long Fei gave him a new life, let them have a mixed salty fish, and have everything in the present. It can be said that Long Fei is a godly existence in his heart. It is taboo. Not allowed. So, just at the moment when the voice of the speaker falls, Li Fish moved. Old dog, died. Li Yu's hand held Ju Ding, crashing down. Wonder House. Chapter 4704. Chapter 4704. The sound of Juding's emptiness is deafening. Clean and tidy. The person who was approaching the other side did not respond at all, and was directly smashed by the giant tripod. Hey! A loud noise. The figure of the person who opened the mouth was directly flew by Li Yui. Puff. At the moment of landing, it will be directly turned into a muddy mud. Everything is nothing but a satire. The moment before, I was still arrogant, watching the lowfish and other people, and even determined to break the fish and die, trying to force the fish to submit. It seems to be a clown today. Hiss. The rest of the people took a breath of air and took a step back between the instinct. Died. Is this dead? How can this be done directly? Damn, these few people are definitely not simple. In an instant, the 5 people were directly forced. Unbelievably looking ahead. And Li Yu, but the look is still, holding the big trip step by step. Insult my boss, die. At this moment, the Li fish is incarnate in the gods, and there is an unspeakable atmosphere in the body. It is just awe-inspiring. It seems to concentrate the will of heaven and earth. At this time, it gives people the feeling that it is like patrolling the sky and clearing up the Qianquan. At this moment, he is the ***** of the gods. Hey, hey, hey. Li Yu is taking a heavy step. Every step is answered in the mind of no one. And every step out, for them, it is as if death is approaching. Huge psychological oppression, even if they are already in the late stage of the flight, they cannot afford it. Finally, when Li Yu took the 3rd step. Someone can't afford it. It's Yang Strange. Ah, no. I am fighting with you. Devil. Yang Laro screamed and screamed, dragging the body that had been seriously injured, and suddenly slammed it. At this moment, Li Yu also moved, waving the giant tripod, and immediately went down. Hey. Unsurprisingly, Yang Laoqiu is already the end of the strong, even if it is a means of use, it is just a moth to fight the fire, cannot bear a blow. The 2nd person died. At this moment, the remaining 4 people finally collapsed. No, don't kill me, I don't want it. I will leave now, and I will never appear in front of you. You will treat me as a dog. Yes, we will retire now, and we will be born here. When adults are on Earth, we will never be born. A few people said crazy. Before Yang's death, they were shocked, but they felt that the fish would not be too much. But now, they found that what they thought was too much. The strong is respectful. In the face of absolute strength, all their thoughts are destined to be a joke. Therefore, at this moment, no one dares to maintain his master style. Crazy for mercy. Even if it is self-deprecating, it is not a pity to open a dog. But Li fish, but grin. Oh, the boss is right, this era needs awe. Without awe-inspiring practice, only the world can be completely collapsed, the rituals are broken, and the demons are dancing. Now, since Laozi got the inheritance of Laozi, it starts from you, in the name of Fang Tian, is the spirit of Ju Tian. Give me death. Li fish screamed. In the words, with a bit of helplessness. But at the same time, it feels like a new life. In the distance, Longfei's heart was shocked. This kind of transformation of Li Yu, he looked in his eyes. At the beginning, the reason why this is passed on to Li Yu is because of Li Ji's heart. Originally, Longfei was still worried that Li Yu would be too rigid and would not be able to do things. But now this scene, let Longfei also feel relieved. At this time, the Li Yu, perhaps after the succession of the Taoist days, thoroughly realized. Aside, Xuanzang, Xuanyu and Xiaoye, 3 people looked at the Li fish that killed the quartet at this time, and there was no change. Xiao Yue did not bear much in her eyes, but she did not say much. After all, the practice of the world is like this. The strong is the respect, it is the ever-changing jungle law. And these people are even looking for a dead end. If they don't want to win, they will not be arrogant about Longfei. It can be said that from beginning to end, they are all looking for their own death. Boom. At this time, Li Yu is once again raised. Booming. 4 times in a row. Every time I fell, there was no accident that one person fell. Simple violence, violent horror. Even a few people, even if they have no chance to ask for mercy, they will directly turn into a pool of blood fog, disappearing without a trace. Boss, this trip is for you. At this time, Li Yu also came over. There are no mood swings. As if, it has been thoroughly realized, and it will not be awkward because of killing a few people. No, you keep it, leave it more suitable for you. Longfei said. Li Yu's eyes were filled with surprises. Ha ha ha, this feeling is good. This great ding is just handy to see who is not pleasing to the eye, straightforward, clean and clean. Li Yu laughed. But the boss, it seems that someone has already got 6 ding, only to win all the way to play the true power. Li Fish condensed in the eyes, said. 6. It seems that the speed of this Xianmeng League is quite fast. If this is the case, then go ahead. I wanted to wait for him to take the initiative to send the door, but now that you are already awake, then simply take the initiative to attack it. In any case, the time has come. Longfei said softly. The timing is naturally the time to break the world after Kunlun. In fact, as long as Longfei swallowed the rules of the law, he felt the breath after Kunlun. And then, the birth of Liu Ding is even more indicative of Longfei's speculation. There is nothing wrong with it. That good feelings, go, boss, I lead the way, I can feel the position of Ju Ding. Li Yu laughed and went straight to a position and stunned. Longfei and others disappeared without hesitation. Yuzhou, Zhongju, and Zhongju, where the three places meet. A figure from above the void, slowly falling. After getting up, there are 6 giant tripods suspended. This person is not someone else, it is Yang Shoshi. The Lord of the Lord is arrogant, and the squadron between the backhands, in front of Xianmeng, who else dares to disobey? Yes, I know that the Lord's demeanor is boundless, and it is trivial to accept the Emperor. The Lord, where are we going next? Yang Yinghao said 3 people. Oh, there are people who dare to win the soldiers of the League. I don't know what to do. Going to Yuzhou, I can feel that he has already got the Zhangzhouding, and is now rushing to Yuzhou. Yang Shoshi said. Haha, the Lord, we should be happy. No matter who gets it, the end result is the same. Yes, it's just a matter of hating the gold line every year. The last emperor must belong to the Lord. The 3 men once again flattered, a face of aunt. And Yang Shoshi, the corner of the mouth is also a touch of indifference. That's right, this time I want him to come back. Yang Shoshi looked sullen and hated. Wonder House. Chapter 4705. Chapter 4705 Yuzhou. With the birth of Ding Ding, Yuzhou naturally became a place of the wind. Numerous repairers are also gathered here. Moreover, there are still many strong people. It is even said that the number of strong people is much higher than that of Ganju. There are no fewer than 10 people in the late stage of the soaring. Not only that, but there are many Western figures. At this point, the field has been divided into 3 parties. One is a traditional Eastern strongman and the other is an Eastern repairer. As for the other side, it is a figure outside the East. Miscellaneous, even want to touch our soldiers, it is really looking for death. It seems that the changes in the world have made them expand. But it's also good to let them know what it's like to take it for themselves. You can't care, the Emperor is big. Even if I can't get it, I can't fall into this group of hands. 12 strong players in the late stage of the flight stayed together and talked to each other. The eyes are full of killing and defense. On the other hand, those ordinary practitioners are also full of rejection of these outsiders. The Western miscellaneous even dare to fight the idea of the Emperor. Damn, I am not afraid to stay here. Hey, although Lao Tzu is not a hero, but there is still some feelings. If you want to move the Emperor, you will step on my body. Yes, it must not be cheaper. Someone keeps saying. The eyes are filled with resentment. Obviously, I am ready to fight back. And they naturally don't know, just because of these words, they become a future creation. Of course, there are also some people who, with their mentality of being unconcerned, have always fixed their eyes on the Emperor and looked greedy. If the realm is not enough, the vision will not be enough. In their eyes, only the Emperor is the most important thing, and everything else does not care. As for the last party, it is among the people of many countries who come. Not a strong one, but not weak. Oh, it's really a waste. In our country, the ancient gods have awakened. On this land, only an ancient weapon was recovered. Although it is said that people are disappointed, but I can let the Orientals eat, I am very happy. But today, the strong of the East seems to be quite a lot. A short-skinned man with a very embarrassed look, said openly. A face of gloating. Ancient god. Do you say the gossip snake in your country? That is also called God. It is just a beast. A tall, thin-eyed man with blue eyes closed his eyes and said that he was disdainful. Hey, what's great about you? But is it a group of forces that are pieced together, also claiming to be supergods? It's really rubbish. The short man refused to show his weakness and responded, "Believe it or not, I can punch you back to your country." The man of the Supergod Alliance said coldly, and the killing was revealed. Calm, don't you forget your mission? Yes, we should not have an infighting now. Our goal is to curb the rise of the East. Now the ally of the Oriental Xianmeng is extremely powerful. The cultivation is closer to the true God. Let us leave our respective positions and say that our purpose is the same. A Western face came out and said, "The words are extremely clear. Both the Supergod Alliance and the Island Warrior Shrine are shut up. Obviously, by this person, the goals of the two are directly unified." At this time, Longfei and others also appeared on this place. In an instant, all eyes are gathered here. No way. Li Yu holding a giant tripod, for everyone, is a temptation to refuse. This is Zhongju Ding, ha ha ha, greedy and insufficiency of snakes and swallows, has gotten not satisfied, even dare to play the idea of Yuju Ding. Through the iron shoes, there is nowhere to go. I don't think there is any door to the door. This time, it gives us another choice. Up, kill him, anyway, now Yuju Ding has not yet been born. Some people are confusing in the dark, their eyes are red, and they have apparently been blinded by their desires. However, Longfei and others did not seem to feel anything, and they stopped at all. Dragon Flying Brothers, they are the Super God Alliance, the Super War Alliance, and the Ninja Shrine and the repairers of some small countries. Xiao Yu's eyes are cold, obviously not the first time to deal with. Unlike my family, my heart will be different. I will let Li Yu kill them. Longfei said softly, "Killing the heart." Even with so many different world experiences, some feelings are still unforgettable. The Eastern Land is a kind of support. It is a piece of peace that carries the heart of Longfei. With Longfei's temper, how can he tolerate others' mischief on this land? What's more, now they are here, the purpose has been clearly revealed. Yes, a bunch of chop, even dare to fight the idea of the emperor. Wherein the big boss, I will rush him. Li Fish face across, the body breath, it is necessary to shoot. At this time, the change is sudden. I saw the volley of the 12 squadrons in the late flight, and came to the front of the fish. Kid, do you understand the truth of his sin? Since you have already got the emperor and dare to sway through the city, are you not afraid of being taken away? An old man hates opening. Obviously, I am very mindful about the high profile of Li Yu. And the other people he said in his mouth are these non-Eastern repairers. Li Yu is a glimpse. Together with Longfei are a bit strange. Obviously, it was also shocked by the actions of 12 people. Very unexpected. In front of the soldiers, the first thought of these people is not plunder, but guardianship. This made Longfei's heart slightly vibrate. Okay, wait a minute. Longfei was not in a hurry, patted Li Fish gently, indicating that Li Yu would collect the soldiers. Although Li Yu is puzzled, he still has no hesitation in the words of Longfei. He directly takes a step back and closes the momentum. At the same time, the emperor was directly concealed under the control of his mind. The mood is fluctuating greatly. He adhered to the will of Fang Tiandai, and he was greatly realized by the heart of the child. For the world, a thought in the heart is to clear the Qiankuan. The soldiers are now in your hands. We want to, in the future, say, now, let these hairs go first. The things of the ancestors can be touched by these things. One of the 12 people said that it was not artificial. Not only shows that he wants the soldiers, but also shows his mentality, that is, driving outside. Yes, the outside world is small, and the acquaintance is now rolling. Otherwise, this land today is your place of burial. Another person who was in the late stage of the ascension said, a look of anger, killing. This scene also caused a group of foreign practitioners to be completely forced, and immediately fell into chaos. Deportation of us? How do you have a big tone? We are here today, but we have to see, how can you? The sly man of the island country, the ***** shrine, turned his eyes and said, Wonder House. Chapter 4706. Chapter 4706. The man of the island country has a sullen face and a disdain in his eyes. Obviously, for the threat of several people, they are not at all concerned. That's right, what are you counting? Even if your ally's ally is here, don't dare to take us, want to expel us, do you have this qualification? Among the supergod alliances, one person came out, and the breath of his body suddenly broke out. Boom! The huge waves of air suddenly leaked out. In a flash, the mountain shakes and the wind is raging. Suddenly, the Eastern Sisters are all changing. Even the 12 people in the late stage of the flight, they can't help but take a step back. This breath is really too strong. Not good, it seems that the other party is prepared for this time. The person who comes is not weak, can't take it lightly. In any case, the Emperor can't be lost, and definitely can't fall into the hands of this group of people. The faces of the 12 people became very strong. Ha ha ha, Oriental repairer, but that's it. A group of garbage, if you are scared, it becomes a shrinking turtle. Look, this kind of virtue, still want to get the treasure? Rubbish. The strongest of the Super-God Alliance is constantly ridiculed. Consciously transcendental. Immediately, he turned his eyes and looked at Li Yu. Waste, call out the soldiers in your hands, and spare you from death. In a word, the line of sight is once again focused on the fish. Give you also match? Li Yu said heads up. The madness comes from the twins. Obviously, for this kind of threat, Li Yu is not at all concerned. Not at all. Don't say these people, Li Yu is not in the eye. Even if these people can really dominate his life, Li Yu will never bow down and give up. This is his insistence and his guardianship. Hey, arrogant boy, don't you see it? Now you guys in the East don't even dare to let go. Do you dare to resist? That lousy killed you today and captured the soldiers. Exactly, the rest, let us give this time to the Alliance. The people of the Super-God Alliance said that the color of the haze in the eyes flashed past. Then came step by step toward the Li fish. When Li Yu's mouth is picked, he will rush out. But it was stopped by Longfei. Boss. Li Yu is a glimpse. Longfei's temperament he knows. It is absolutely impossible to recognize it. Otherwise, it is impossible for the sword to pick up the mountains and violently. Moreover, as far as these people are concerned, even he can't look at his eyes, and it is even less likely that he will have the slightest pressure on Longfei. Look again. Longfei said faintly. The Super-Alien Alliance in front of us, as well as the Super-War Alliance, have made Longfei interested. After all, this is your own system army in the future. Of course, not everyone is eligible to be used by Longfei. At least, waiting for others, but after the modern. In the mind of Longfei, there is no way to find the slightest memory point. Therefore, their lives and deaths do not care. Moreover, they now want to get involved in the Emperor, but it is a dead end. The reason why let Li fish and so on. The purpose is to see the attitude of others in front of us. After all, Li Yu's shot is too embarrassing. As soon as they go on, these foreign practitioners have only one result, and that is death. The so-called endangered people. If these people really have feelings, they are not, they just show up. Longfei does not mind giving them a chance to make a difference. However, the silence of Longfei is to make this person of the Super-God Alliance even more obsessive. Ha ha ha, the Oriental repairer, is it so capable? Is it so loud? When the hero took the shot, did he directly smash it? A group of garbage. The people of the Super-God Alliance are more proud of their appearance. One sentence and one provocation. Longfei's eyes narrowed, and a cold heart grew from the heart. However, what really disappoints him is that the people in front of you are indifferent. It seems that this is a garbage, a waste, it should be handy, take it for granted. Of course not all. There are still a few people, and the expression of indignation is filled. Double fists clenched. It seems that this insult has already caused the anger in their hearts to break out. This scene was also discovered by the people of this super ***** alliance. Coldly screamed. Go straight ahead and go over. Hey. Directly hand the front person to you. What? You are not satisfied? I serve your ancestors. If you have one, you will kill Laozi. I have countless powerful people in the East. There are always people you can't afford. The man said tough. Although in the hands of the strong supernatural alliance, even breathing is struggling, but still clenched his teeth. At this time, the two people beside them couldn't help it anymore. Dog things, you give it away. I am in the East. I want you to be a miscellaneous animal to give up. The two screamed, and the breath of the body broke out, showing the repairs of the incarnation period. The next moment, the two shot at the same time. Boom. Punch one hand and attack at the same time. Waste things, dare to shoot. This kind of power does not match my scratching, but dare to take the initiative? Give me death. The strong man of the Super God Alliance said coldly. Just in the moment when the two men attacked and fell, they punched out. Hey! The fist shadow changed instantly, and two punches came out. Then, bang! Two loud bangs appeared at the same time. When I look again, the two figures who had shot before have fallen heavily on the ground, and a asterisk spurt out of the mouth, and then they fainted, and I didn't know life or death. Hey! This scene is to make the surrounding people as enemies. One by one, they quickly regressed, for fear of being afflicted by this person. Only a few people, the eyes are full of anger, staring at the superpower of the Super God Alliance. Too much, you really are not in the East? Yes, we are so many people, are you not afraid of causing public anger? Someone asked, a look of anger. The face of the Super God Alliance is full of disdain. Many people. Ha ha ha, laughing at Laozi. You are all a bunch of waste. When you look at them, Laozi is standing here. Do you ask them to dare to shoot? The sneer of the Super God Alliance. A glimpse of the person who spoke. Immediately turn his eyes and look at the people around. But found that one is more indifferent than one. This matter has nothing to do with me. I don't want to be a soldier. I will leave. Yes, I don't participate in this matter. You want to be in the first place. Don't pull on Larotsu. I haven't lived enough, I am looking for death, don't catch us. A voice, indifference. Greed is afraid of death, and survives. In the distance, Longfei looked in his eyes, and his heart was full of sadness. This result made him too disappointed. These people can even discard even the most basic beliefs, so they are alive and locusts. But at this time, among the 12 people on the side, finally someone couldn't stand it and shot it. Hybrid, I am not as bad as you think in the East, I want to be here, I have asked Laozi. Amazing knife. Give me death. Chapter 4707. Chapter 4707. A smear of knife light, cut through the sky. Longfei continued to silence. Even if it is a repairer, you must have your own persistence and principles. If you even practice your own homeland, you will be able to put your hand in. This kind of practice is not worth mentioning. At this time, the strong of the Super God Alliance, a flash of stunned eyes, full of disdain. However, at this time, the person in the hand is released. This scene, let the 11 people in the late stage of the flight are a big breath. In their view, it must be their own companion, this knife is too fierce, so that the other party has to concentrate on it. However, the next moment, they are paralyzed. Hey! The people of the Super God Alliance punched out and directly joined the knife. Boom! Hey! The long knife is broken and there is no left. Even the repairer in the late stage of the ascension was shattered by the strength of the power. The whole person instantly detonated the meridians, and the blue veins burst, and then fell to the ground. Puff! One after another, the blood of the spurt from the mouth of the repairer. Ha ha ha, waste is waste, is this the strongest repair in your East? It's really water, even I can't catch a fist. The strongman of the Super God Alliance taunts. Hey! At this time, 4 figures appeared. Stunning brother, the 4 people exclaimed and immediately approached. Well, my heart is broken, my meridians are completely destroyed, and my brother is afraid that it is over, even if I am lucky enough to survive, it is hard to practice. The shame, even in our eastern land, so insult us and leave him. One of the 4 men saw the injury of the mountain, and said with hate. In an instant, the 3 people around him were shocked. The repair of the late stage of the ascension is instantaneous. Kill. The three men screamed and punched each other and slammed. Even the old man joined the battle group. The strong face of the Super God Alliance has changed. Although he is arrogant, he also has self-knowledge. He knows that under this kind of competition, he will be able to find something cheaper. Not coming to help. This person shouted. Hey, to bully too much, the Orientals are really dishes. I have to bear the nerves of my heart, and I have always admired Wuda. I don't want you to be bullied, God, and Avatar. The sly man of the island country Nihon Shrine was shot. Hey, the East and the West fight, the talents who win are qualified to control the soldiers. Another person shot. This person is full of decaying smell, just like climbing out of the grave. A shot is an endless darkness. This kind of battle, how can we get our Super League? The body of steel, war. The next moment, one figure after another was put into battle. Originally, it was 4 dozens, but in a blink of an eye, it turned into 4 pairs of 7. Booming. The breath of the sky is bursting, and the two sides directly launch a melee. Although the Eastern sorcerer is not weak, the West is also weak. And this time dare to break into the land of the East alone, and even appear in the place where the soldiers were born, the purpose is self-evident. If you want to **** the Emperor, then surely, even if it is not the strongest in the organization, it is definitely not the existence of the weak. On the side, Longfei eyes locked the battle. Boss, they can't help. Let me take it. Li Yu said with a panic. Obviously, these people have already touched his heartstrings. As everyone knows, Longfei has already had his own care in his heart. So at this moment, for the inquiry of Li Yu, Longfei avoided answering. Only these few people? Longfei eyes locked the person who shot this time. The heart is empty. This result, unexpectedly, is beyond reason. He never imagined that now the earth, the faith has been lost so seriously. Even the inheritance and guardianship of the brand in the blood of the bones can be lost. Aura's recovery has given them a more powerful force. However, they also truly mourn their beliefs. Then, Longfei's eyes continued to turn around. I saw that there is still no action. Even if it was a screaming, the strong man who was going to drive these outsiders out of the ascendant was indifferent. At this time, there was a roar from the bottom. Predecessors, please ask the seniors to shoot. It is related to the dignity of my Oriental practitioners, and I urge my seniors to take the shot. Yeah, seniors, if you are shooting, the outcome is undecided. But if you don't shoot, these predecessors will definitely die. 3 voices came out. It was the person who first faced the power of the gods. At this moment they fell to the ground and pleaded. They cultivated, but the gods, the battlefield at this time is not that they can get close. But now the melee is also due to them. Let them watch the death of these people in the late stage, and their hearts are unacceptable. Therefore, at this moment, I can only ask for help. However, what disappoints them is that the remaining 7 people are completely indifferent. Between the eyes and the dodge, if you don't smell it, you don't think so. A few people are desperate. In the eyes with incomparable resentment, angrily got up. Haha, is this the strongest in the late stage? Others have stepped on your head to arrogant, but they can still be indifferent. It's kind of good. One of them said that there was no fear of ridicule. At this moment, I finally let a few people move. Shut up, you are an ant, what do you know? When the soldiers are born, if we are shot, if the soldiers are taken away, who is responsible? You can die, but the soldiers can't lose. The old man in the late stage of the ascension screamed. This has also been endorsed by many people. Yes, the soldiers are big. If we get the emperor and control the emperor in the future, we can sweep the Western powers. If the emperor is lost, more Oriental monks will be the souls of these people. It's too light and heavy, can't you tell? The eyes of the ants sit on the ground and look at the sky. This time, if you see something happening, you will spare me once, otherwise you will marry you today. Several strong players in the late stage of the flight have opened. Directly on the moral high ground for trial. As if they did everything, it is righteousness. At this time, it is unwise for them to break out of war with people in the west. Below, the three men sneered. Ha ha ha, it's a big deal. A good thing has a cause. However, why do you want to forgive me? Today, Laozi is dead, but also died in a battle, not in the hands of you. Kill. The three men angered, and immediately burst out of the body's cultivation, burning blood, forced to repair to the extreme, and then rushed into the battle group. It's just a pity that the strength is disparity. Even if they join, they are still not opponents. Hey! After 3 consecutive loud noises, the figures of the 3 were directly thrown out of the battle group. Similarly, the remaining 4 are also playing for life. It has been put into all means, but under the siege of several people, it is also difficult to support. Ha ha ha, waste is waste. Just rely on you, still want to win the emperor, give me to die. In the battle group, the voice of the gods strong appeared again. Chapter 4708. Chapter 4708. Hey! With the Super God Alliance, this voice fell. A huge force broke out from its hands. And a person who was fighting against it in the late stage was instantly shaken by this force, accompanied by a loud noise, falling heavily on the ground. Hey! Subsequently, the island countryman, under a joint sniper of darkness, also forced a retreat. Hey! Hey! It was 2 sounds, the Super League, and several others. Under the joint efforts of several people, the strong players in the late stage of the flight were once again unable to support and were beaten out. At this point, the whole army was wiped out. All 8 people are miserable. In addition to the original repairer named Jing Shan, the 7 people who shot in the back, the result was exactly the same, all of which were shattered and interrupted the meridians. It can be said that this result is the most cruel. For a practitioner, it is the real torment to let them become waste. Ha ha ha, just like this, dare to stop us, not self-reliant. I thought it was mysterious in the east. It turned out to be silver gunheads and it was hard to beat. The people of Shenmeng are not very good, but their eyes are still sinister, and the Orientals are waste. At the end of this war, the repairers of many countries in the West continue to ridicule. In the eyes, it is full of disdain. What makes them even more obsessed is that at this time, no one has refuted. But at this time, Longfei is a step forward. The corner of the mouth is hung with a cold smile. Kid, see clearly? Are you ready to call out the emperor? The strong man of the Shenmeng sees Longfei coming out and said. The dragon flies in the light, and the people who stare at the gods are dead. Super God Alliance. Very good, it will not take long, I will come to the door. Longfei said faintly. This point, from the initial knowledge of the name of the Super God Alliance, Longfei has already decided. Of course, the same is to confirm that this alliance has the existence of what they know well. If so, then add it. If not, then destroy it and take it to the east. Going to the door? Are you kidding? Don't you have a waist? See you, even the top practitioners in your east are like dogs in front of Laozi, kneeling on the ground. And they, you see, you can't even put a fart. You want to go to the door too? You laughed and laughed. The people of Shenmeng laughed and were very embarrassed. For Longfei, it was a joke. Longfei is not moving. Go step by step. Looking at the 8 people who have fallen to the ground, Longfei said that there is no movement and it is false. At least, they did not let Longfei disappointed. Kids, go quickly. Since the people around you have already received the emperor, this drowning will not be smashed again. There are emperors in hand, and after a few decades, you will be able to cultivate into a generation of strong. At the time, don't forget what I did today. Jing Shan said with a strong pain. In the eyes, despair has emerged. But even so, it is still morning to let Li Yu leave. Longfei was shocked. For the attitude of the mountain, I also felt the shock. At first, Longfei thought that the other party chose to shoot because of the dignity of the strong. Today, it is a sign that the other party is more concerned about the dignity of the East. One thought about this, Longfei said, reassure, things don't necessarily be as bad as you think. My people may not be as weak as you think. Longfei said faintly. Of course, there is another sentence, Longfei did not say. That is, Not the enemy is too strong, but you are too weak. However, several people have been seriously injured now, and naturally there is no need to say it. The people of Shenmeng saw the dragon fly and ignored it. Waste, have you not heard that Lao Tzu is talking to you? The people of Shenmeng screamed and banged directly toward the dragon. Boom! The huge fist shadow is like a tiger, and it is violent. Together with the air, it stagnate at this moment. Fist of the righteousness. With the appearance of boxing, the voice of the powerful gods also broke out in the void. In an instant, an unnamed atmosphere spread in the void. Cool. Countless people are breathing heavily in this boxing. In addition to a few people, Li Yu and Xianzong, the rest of the people, all change. Even the other 7 people who were in the late stage of the flight, they also took a breath of air. This is over. Oh, I don't know how to be good. Some of my friends used their lives to pave the way for them. They even took the initiative to die. It's very extreme. It doesn't matter if they die, but it's a pity. Several people talked to each other and heard the regrets from each other's words. However, they are only sorry for the soldiers, not a few of them. As for some other people, it is the expression of the rest of the life. Good insurance, but fortunately I did not mix it. It's too strong. This power is definitely not something we can compete with. You can only say that I should not wait for the fate, and they are looking for their own death. Indifference is said. No one cares about the life and death of Longfei. Even now, even if I feel that Longfei and others are dead, it is self-defeating. Even, they still have great hopes, Longfei and others, completely died under this boxing. Only in this way is the result that they are most eager to see. In this way, no one can know that they are retreating in this battle. But unfortunately, this is destined to be wishful thinking. Because at this moment, Xiao Yu is shot. She knows that this power is of no importance to Longfei. Business continued to be absorbed by the people, her world. Just in the moment when this fist was brewed to the extreme, Xiao Yu swung out. Hey! Fist in the palm of your hand. Then. Hey! The sound of broken bones is endless, and between the moments, it becomes the only one in the field. Oh my hand, my hand. This is impossible, it is impossible. The gods of the alliance have painfully mourned. Looking at the right arm that has been cut off, and the exposed bones, the eyes are full of horror. In the same way, this scene shocked everyone. The people including the Super League and the Rensha Shrine were all surprised and instinctively took a step back. Not only they, but the East Sisters are also shocked. Xiao Yue, but completely do not care about these gays, just staring coldly, the people of the Shenmeng. On your own, dare to disrespect Longfei brother? If it isn't for Longfei's brother to have his own plans, do you think you are qualified to be arrogant in this land? However, since it is arrogant, it will have to pay its own price. Xiao Yue looked at her face and apparently had a sigh of relief in her heart. At this time, Longfei also slowly got up. Xianzong, Xianyu, take care of them first. Li Yu, you go to take the trip. Xiao Yue, they will be handed over to you, directly smashed, one does not stay. Longfei said, the eyes are indifferent. Chapter 4709. Chapter 4709. Longfei said in an understatement. Until now, there is no need to continue. As Xiao Yue said, if they don't have their own plans, they don't even have the qualifications for arrogance. Looking at a few people here to force, the anger of Longfei's heart has long been suppressed again and again. Today, he has waited for the results he wants. Nature will not continue to stay. Xianzong and Xian Yu did not say much. They came directly to Longfei and held 8 people behind them. Li Yu is more direct, one-step move, directly to the direction of the birth of Yuju Juding. Then step on both feet. Rumble. The earth roared. It seems to be an earthquake. With the help of Li Yu, an impact force also burst from the depths of the ground. It is Ding Ding, Ding Ding is going to be born. Someone exclaimed. In an instant, everyone's eyes are full of expectations. But in a flash, everyone is on the verge of enemies. Especially in the late 7-year-old people, it is even more cloudy. Kid, let's go back, you have got a Ding Ding, this deity, missed you. Among the 7, One person stepped forward and was self-sufficient. There is no ancestor to you. But you have a look at the face of Lousy in front of Lousy. He said it is good, you are a group of garbage. Lee Fish eyes crossed, a touch of positive color emerged, screaming. You the face of the late stage of the flight was cold. His name is Luo Xiangdao, who is one of the few masters in the soaring period. It can be said that wherever you go, it is the existence that others admire, and there is such humiliation. Very good, kid, I am asking for the truth, I have never been so humiliated. Today, the old man will let you know, what is called, flying up the supreme cannot be humiliated. Luo Xiangdao snorted, and the repairs in the late stage of the flight were screaming and killing. Less nonsense, but I want to find a head to grab the ding-ding. When you are a blind man, don't make a special archway. If you want to grab the giant tripod, it will be fine. Li Yu said. Turning around, the previous collection of Zhongju Ding, also immediately behind the scenes. Not self-reliant. The soldiers are strong, but they must also be in the hands of them. The old man will let you see what it is called facing peak. Covering hands, falling. Luo Xiangdao itself is for the giant tripod, even the protagonists outside the east before the provocation can be ignored. He is for now. Now that Ju Ding is born, he naturally cannot continue to sit on the platform. So just find a head and get ready to shoot. Even his heart was even a little proud, and he felt that Li Yu was too arrogant, just giving him the opportunity to shoot. Rumble. In an instant, the sound of Luo Xiangdao fell. A huge incomparable palm fell from the void. Li Fish looked up and glanced at the color of his eyes, and immediately raised the big tripod in his hand. The boss said it is good. You guys have already lost the heart of the repairer. Ding ding Zhanshe, the most repressive is the people like you. Give me the town. Li Yu danced with his right hand and waved the giant ding directly to collide with a palm above the void. Boom. Only in an instant, a roar appeared. Then, the giant palm disappeared on the void. You must know that not long ago, Li Yu held a giant tripod and killed the quartet. There are already several flying strongs who have died in Ding. So in the face of this palm, there is no threat to Li Yu. A palm is broken. Luo Xiangdao's body was fiercely shaken. The violent emperor's great force oppressed his heart and trembled, and even his heart gave birth to a feeling of incompetence. Looking up again, I saw that Li Yu had step by step. Not impossible, what exactly are you doing? Luo Xiangdao was shocked. I can't believe it. Because, he simply could not perceive the cultivation of Li Yu. In other words, in his cognition, the cultivation of the peak of the ascension is already the limit of this world. He categorically does not think that someone's repair can be outside this line. But Li Yu, I will not care. A faint color flashed through the scorpion, and then a wave of force. Hey! Ju Ding fell, sky. The so-called strong, a trip to death. This scene shocked the remaining 6 people who were in the late stage. It seems that the rabbit is dead and sorrowful, and looks cautious. Even fear. Yes, at this time, they are already born with fear. I thought to myself, if I just shot myself, the result is definitely the same now. But what is really eye-catching is not Li Yu. It is Xiao Yue. At this time, Xiao Yue is like a **** of Shura, a pair of 6. However, Xiao Yue, one of the other foreign practitioners who had just shot, had never let go. Boom. Rumble. Rumble. The sigh of breath erupted on Xiao Yue. Hey! Xiao Yue punched out and directly bombarded the steel body of the Super War League. Hey! With one palm falling, a palm print directly falls on the steel of the War Alliance. Puff. The strongest of the War League was stunned and looked down at the palm print of his own steel body. His eyes were terrified. No, who are you? How can the East have such a strong, no, impossible. The warlord is roaring. However, there is no chance to say a word at all. Because at this moment, the palm print on his chest directly cracked. Oh, lane countless flesh and blood-mixed steel fragments, dropped to place. The warlord is strong and dead. At this time, the sly man of the shrine, the movement of the eye, seems to have realized the power of Xiao Yue. Fantasy, avatar. This person shouted, "Hey!" Immediately, it is a phantom volley. Moreover, all the phantoms go in different directions. Obviously, he is ready to run, and these are just to hide people's eyes and ears. However, he took it too seriously. Xiao Yue has long penetrated his plot, and he has a slap in the air. Hey! A figure was shot down directly from nothingness, landed on the ground, and there was no life. The rest of the people looked at it and suddenly knew that they had provoked people who should not be provoked today. Run! The rest of the people, without hesitation, turned around and fled. It's a pity that when they shot before, the fate was already doomed and could not be reversed. Xiao Yue's hands are in Chidong, and the figure flashes. Hey! A figure was directly returned to the original place. The figure of Xiao Yue did not stop at all, and turned around and turned into a streamer chasing away. Hey! There are 3 loud noises. 3 figures also appeared. No, don't kill me, our pharaoh has already awakened. If you kill me, the whole land of the east will suffer. Yes, you can't afford the anger of so many forces in the east. It's best to let us know. The 3 men threatened and wanted Xiao Yue to be scrupulous. Unfortunately, everything is taken for granted. The figure of Xiao Yue floats in the wind, and there is a palm that falls together. For the threat, Xiao Yue does not look at it at all. In comparison, he is more concerned about Longfei. Since this is the result that Longfei wants to see, then she will certainly not stay. Yes, at this time, a voice came directly from the air. The saint, are you having enough? Chapter 47:10. Chapter 47:10. At this moment, everyone's eyes are attracted. If it is just a voice, naturally nobody cares. The real reason is that with this sound, there is also a giant tripod. Juding directly hovered in the void, and gave birth to Xiaoyi's palm to resist. Hey! A loud noise. Xiao Yue's figure also regressed dozens of meters at this time. If it wasn't for Xuanyu's shot, Xiao Yue would be caught, fearing that he had been injured. It is the ally of the Xianmeng. Great, the lords are here, and this group of people will not be able to stand up. Yes, what is the difference between this group of people who dare to kill the predecessors of the soaring period and this group of foreign practitioners? Repress them, you must suppress them. The 6 strong players in the late stage of the flight said. At this point, they are even more afraid. Because Li Yu is too violent, they are afraid that they will follow the footsteps of Luo Xiangdao. Therefore, at this time, Yang Shoshi appeared, one by one with the chicken blood, crazy to count the sins of several people. And the same is true of those who have chosen to stay out of the way. Changing faces one by one is faster than flipping books. Grand Lord, you are here. This group of people is simply too arrogant. For the ding-ding, they even shot the predecessors of the soaring period. It's simply unforgivable. Said a group of people. Directly reverse the black and white and take a bite. Yang Shosha. Xiao Yue screamed. Below, Longfei's nephew also gave birth to a bit of fun. The saint, is it enough? Another sound came, and then, I saw that the 3 people led by Yang Shoshi appeared on this side of the void. Yang Shoshi's robes are extraordinary. Moreover, it also contains some kind of breath, which is not a product at first glance. But what is really stunned is the 6 giants behind him. No, it should be said to be 7. And the last one is to block Xiao Yue's blow. The 7 giant tripods are in the body, Yang Shoshi, like the protagonist of the times, naturally arrogant. Yes, saint, how can you be so noisy? You are the saint of my Oriental Fairy Squad, all in one word, it represents the face of my Oriental Fairy Squad. If you kill the killer now, don't give me a sneak right or wrong, said the martyr. A smirk on the face makes people look cold. Yes, saint, don't forget your identity. Now the Lord has already got 7 giant tripods, and then get these 2, then my immortal alliance will become the land of the East, the only fairy gate, and definitely must be outside the domain. The spiritual forces make friends. How can you kill the killers? My Oriental cultivators have always been kind and harmonious, and those few people are not arrogant about these few people, and there is a lingering death. Jiao Zhengjing and Yang Yinghao said separately. The implication is that these 8 people who had been shot with the alliance of gods before did not die as their creation. Living is also a sinner. Xiao Yu's eyes looked cold, and I was incredulously watching the 3 men who had once guided their practice. They are the East Sisters. I am the saint of the Oriental Xianmeng. I have to guard them. It's you, Yang Shoshi. Do you think that people in the East don't deserve your guardianship? Or do you want to hug the thighs of those spiritual organizations? Xiao Yue asked. As soon as the sound fell, all the repairers in the field changed their looks. They did not even think that this woman, who was acting detachedly, turned out to be the saint of the Oriental Xianmeng. But what made them feel the most fear is the attitude of Xianmeng. I am afraid that their lies will be exposed. However, when I saw Xiao Yu's attitude at this time, I was relieved in my heart. Yang Shoshi's face is also at this moment becoming gloomy. The saint, it seems that I am very good to you every day. Let you forget, I am the ally of the Xianmeng. And, I see that you have been too close to the evil spirits recently, fearing that they have been blinded by their minds. But don't worry, wait for me to kill a few of them, and then use the breath of the emperor to help you suppress the konjac in your heart. Yang Shoshi said. As for, you said to protect the East. The League has never changed. But what the League wants to guard is obedient. It's not about blaming everywhere. Also, the people around you are guilty and sinful, and they are willing to take the shots and sin. Yang Shoshi's voice sank. Immediately, the breath is swaying. Boom. A pressure is volleying. Of course, this pressure is only for the 8 people who have been seriously injured and Longfei. A few people in Longfei are okay, but these 8 people are completely impossible to hold. It is conceivable that the 8 people are now seriously injured. If they are hard-bearing, they will carry this kind of pressure, and they will have to take off their skin if they are not dead. There are 8 people, but at this time there is no one who asks for mercy. Just in the eyes, there is a touch of emotion. Anger. Yes, it is anger. From the beginning to the end, they all fought to protect the dignity of the Oriental monks. In the end, as the most powerful force of the Eastern Sisters, they wanted to kill them and save the enemy. I have to say that this is really a kind of irony. Originally, they wanted to refute. However, under this pressure, it is powerless. But at this time, Longfei stepped forward slightly. Rumble. Between the steps, all the pressures are dissipated. That is the point of cultivation, and dare to claim to be the ally of the Xianmeng? Yue, it seems that the level of this Oriental Xianmeng is really normal. Longfei said faintly. Don't let go, boy, the majesty of my Oriental Xianmeng, you can provoke. You are a demon, swearing and the saint is old knowledge, dare to let it go? Too arrogant. Lord, please allow Jiao to take the shot and kill this. The 3 were angry and murdered. Even take the initiative to ask, you have to shoot for the dragon. Yang Shoshi's eyes are also a cold at this time. In his view, the pressure of his own hands can definitely crush everyone in the field. However, I never thought that it would have been solved by Longfei. For a time, killing the heart of the dragon, it is even more rushing to my heart. Okay, but this is not easy. The 3 of you will be shot together, and you will be quick and quick. Yang Shoshi said, his face was cold. Yes. 3 people should be. Kid, come up and die. Your good day is over, there are left women to protect you, now the Lord is close, see how you live. Kid, take your life. The 3 men sullen, and immediately swooped down. Xiao Yu's body is moving, he is going to shoot, but he can face the big ding, but he has no choice but to fight against Yang Shoshi's entanglement. Boss. Li Yu is also angry, and he will come over with Dading. At this time, the remaining 6 people will shoot at the same time, and will take Li Yu's way. Xianzong Xian Yu figure is also a move, it is necessary to shoot. And Longfei is slightly waved, protect them 8 people. This wave of express, I received. Longfei body, said 1 step forward. Chapter 47:11. Chapter 47:11 Thousands of miles to send express. For this kind of welfare to send to the door, Longfei has always been coming. In particular, this is the key to another world, and Longfei naturally will not let go. Even, including the 3 people in front of you, for Longfei, it is a dish. Kid, die. Jiao Jingjing looked awkward. Very mad. At the same time, the body breath is also very rich at this moment. Boom. A skyrocketing pressure is directly crushed. In terms of breath alone, it has already exceeded the end of the soaring season. The dragon's mouth is moving, and there is a look of expectation. Yes, just look forward to it. Because of a few people, the original repair is just the peak of the gods, and the distance from the soaring stage is still on the line. Such a person can have a scream in front of Xiao Yue? Nothing is possible. The only key is that the other party already has a card to let them expand. And this card, no accident, is the Zhongmen air transport. And this breath, in the moment of the opponent's shot, Longfei has already perceived. Ignorance and fearlessness, it seems that you still don't know the end of the 7-star sword master. I think that if you get a first-line ancestral air transport, you will be qualified to be arrogant in front of Laozi. Give me down. Longfei sounds sinking. Drink a lot. The power of the flesh is bursting at this moment. Booming. The power of the road to the extreme is so strong. Hey. Jiao Zhengjing's body was a meal, and the whole person seemed to be hitting an invisible barrier. Jiao Zhengjing changed his face. What is this? How can I resist my strength and break it for me? Jiao Zhengjing panicked, and his entire face became extremely distorted by anger. Hey! Jiao Zhengjing punches and punches, and the aftermath of power is swept away like a storm. Many of them were slightly weaker, and under the influence of this force, they were blasted out. However, Longfei, who is in the field, looks as usual. Not to mention that Jiao Zhengjing only got a glimpse of the strength of the sacred door. Even if it is a complete force, Longfei is not afraid. Is it tired now? I will give you relief. Invincible punch. Longfei's eyes were condensed, and he took the initiative to attack and punched out. Jiao Zhengjing. Yang Shoshi sighed. Yang Shoshi wants to remind, but it is useless. Since Longfei has already shot, the result is already doomed. Hey! No difference, Jiao Zhengjing could not resist. The absolute gap has long been doomed to this result. A punch fell directly on the head of Jiao Zhengjing. The skull exploded, and the red and white things flew in an instant, and the dead could not die anymore. Hey! At this time, with the death of Jiao Zhengjing, a yellow beam of light emerged from his body. Negligently turned and went straight to Yang Shoshi. Dragonfly mouth pick 1. Things that are sent to your mouth, still want to leave. Give me back. At this moment, the dragon flew, and the figure flashed, and it immediately volleyed. Then he took the power of this fairy door into his hands. Kid, you dare. Yang Shoshi is furious. He never thought that Longfei actually was so deep. It is clearly not aware of any breath, but has such a strong force. Dare. There is no word in the dictionary of Laro Tzu. Longfei sneered, his hands moved, the natural fire started silently, and the Xianmen gas was directly transported into Dan. Then the hand is crushed and directly turned into a gaslight rain. This is the power of air transport. Longfei is not on the mind. Alchemy is now to give these people a chance. Since they have not let him down, then Longfei, naturally, will not be embarrassed. This gas transport is enough to repair their meridians and dantian, and even make up for them to practice in the future. Brush the brush. The next moment, as the light rain fell, the breath of the 8 people quietly returned. Visible to the naked eye, the injuries on one body have all recovered. Not only that, the people who had previously turned the Shinju period directly broke into the soaring period, and all the way to the peak of the ascent. The people who had been in the ascendant period were even more broken and stood up. It is conceivable that as long as the door after Kunlun opens and waits for them, it will be a place to become a fairy. This scene directly makes those people regret before. The fighting in the quartet also came to an abrupt end. What happened to me? They have a few mentally handicapped, how could they have such a chance? Fake, it must be fake. Everyone looked incredibly in front of them. Or, it is unacceptable. Those who are looking for their own way in their eyes turned out to be the biggest winner in an instant. This result is a deadly ridicule for them. For these people, Long Fei is too lazy to pay attention. You have never been a spiritual practitioner, I will give you a chance. Long Fei said. Thank you for being an adult. Ha ha ha, I know, the sky is not lost. The grace of the recreation of the adult, there is no way to report, and the old body is the adult. Suddenly, a group of people grateful to Dade. But this, listening to the Long Fei ear, is a bit of aversion. Looking at the old-fashioned, wrinkled old man, Long Fei's mind gave birth to a thought of avoiding it. It's not the sky, it's my boss. Li Yuzheng said that there is a bit of dignity. As for the 6 people who fought with the fish, it was even more hateful. This result is undoubtedly a serious injury to them. Originally, they also stood on the side of Long Fei. But finally retreat. No, it shouldn't be like this. The Lord, yes, we have the Lord. The Lord, kill them. Otherwise, the demon will get it, the world is restless. Yes, that's it. The Lord of the Lord, this kid has a ding-ding in his hand. This is to compete with you for the orthodox. You must not let them go. 6 people opened their mouths one after another. Unfair and unfair. This is the truth. Originally, these people and them were all in the late stage of flying, and they would not be in their hearts. But now, the people who are already damned, are directly the ones above them. This result, they absolutely cannot accept. At this time, Yang Shoshi's eyes have also changed. Looking at Long Fei, he has become more dignified. Be bold, big dog Gaul, you actually waste the Xianmen air transport on this group of waste. You know, it's a fairy luck. That is the capital of the League against the world in the future. It's just that you are wasted on a bunch of waste, hateful. So, you must die. Yang Shoshi's voice was indifferent, and he looked at Long Fei's eyes. And this, in Long Fei, is a joke. He won a lot of wins and he witnessed it. How strong the descendants are, let him break free from the tyranny of the dragon. Moreover, the 2 people in that world, even though they are the strongest sequence, are definitely not strong. Now, Yang Shoshi wants to confront the world, it is simply not knowing how to live and die. Chapter 47:12. Chapter 47:12. I am really curious, who is giving you this enthusiasm, so that you have the courage to give birth to this idea? Do you think that you have gone for a dog, and it is very good to get the approval of Xianmeng? Do you think that you got the ding-ding, you are invincible? Idiot, the world, just come out alone, kill you like a dog. Long Fei said coldly. Long Fei held his hand and stood up. For the idiot idea of Yang Shoshi, he did not hide the irony. Don't let the alliance be strong, can you imagine it? Speaking, inspire your power of gas, and kill all these people. This is best for me. Yang Shoshi said coldly. The strangeness of Long Fei makes Yang Shoshi feel like a heart. If you say that before, the killing of Long Fei is more because of Xiaoye. So now, it is because of threats. A strong threat. The Lord is assured that there is a blessing of air power and it is easy to kill them, he said. Ran. The Lord is relieved, as long as the Lord is holding on to this person, there is absolutely no problem. When the Lord kills this cockroach, we will definitely offer 12 heads. Yang Yinghao calmly and confidently said. In their opinion, even if the dragon flies. But there is Yang Shoshi's shot, which is simply unbearable. It is a jumping clown, in front of his own lord, is the part that can be erased by hand. In addition to Long Fei, the rest of the people, even if they are flying to the peak, they have no scruples. The next moment, the 2 suddenly shot. The flames are dead. The bones are dead, boom. The power of Zhongmen's air transport was reached to the extreme on both of them. Inadvertently, the breath of the 2 people directly broke the level of soaring. Extremely powerful. As originally, the 7-star sword master got the Zhongmen air transport. Unfortunately, this performance can only be seen in Long Fei. What are you laughing at? Yang Shoshi looked cold and asked. I laugh, how the Oriental Xianmeng is a group of idiots. What a pity, my sister, you, how to face a group of idiots for so many years. Long Fei said with a smile. Long Fei brother, in fact, they are not too idiot. Just face more. A group of dogs dare to show you a tooth decay. Xiao Yue said with a cold face. God fills the knife. Oh, I don't know, the League is too lazy to make a tongue with you. When they kill your people, I hope you can laugh. Of course, you don't have that chance. You will die in this league. Ding ding, the town. Yang Shoshi's eyes turned, and the 7 giant tripods hovered behind him. Hey! Ju Ding humming, a sound like a tsunami, spread in the heavens and the earth. Against this power, Yang Shoshi is like an invincible **** of war. The kid, it is your honor to die under the ding. Death. Yang Shoshi manipulated the giant tripod and crashed. In the distance, the crowd that has retreated to the side, at this moment, one by one, with a superb color. This is the invincible position. It is no wonder that the squad leader can get the Zhongmen air transport and can be recognized by Ding Ding. This is the great emperor. Fart, the emperor is not so fierce in the world. Is this group of people dead? Think they are defenders? Do you think it is the supervision of the practice circles? Dare to swear to us and kill them. They have hated the death of Longfei and others. The appearance of Longfei and others directly exposed their final layer of disguise. This is no problem. The problem is that the strength of Longfei and others is that they feel the sword hanging in the sky, as if a sword is hanging on top of their head. I am afraid that if I don't pay attention to myself, I will be in the same place. Therefore, at this moment, seeing Yang Shoshi's great show, they are all looking forward to each other. Very eager, under the hands of Yang Shoshi, Longfei and others died. However, it is doomed that this result will not appear. Perception is the gap. From the beginning to the end, Longfei never put Yang Shoshi in his eyes. Even if he got the approval of the Xianmen air transport, even if he got a few ding-ding. In the eyes of Longfei, it is still vulnerable. In themselves, the two are not at one level. Even this time, the goal of Longfei's mind is only to win the sequence. As for the current enemy, you can only say appetizers. No, even the dishes are not counted, only the snacks of the Teeth Festival can be said. At this point, Longfei waited quietly. Why bother? The higher the lift, the more painful it will fall. Longfei thought of it. Similarly, Li Yu flew directly to Longfei in front of him without any accident. Boss! Let me come. Li Yu opened, full of expectations. No, you go to take the tripod, he will give it to me. Longfei said softly. Understatement. Do not agree. Do not worry about the boss, with these people cannot stop me. Li Yu Ying said, and then turned his eyes and went straight to Yu Ju Ding. 6 people squatted, and immediately bite their teeth, directly in front of the Li fish. The war broke out again. But this time, Li Yu is obviously not prepared to waste time, and he rushed over with the giant ding. Give me death. Li fish drank, Ju Ding came out what? Do not. The one who bears the brunt of it has no time to react, but sees a giant trip directly. Hey! A loud noise fell. Between the whole world, there was no such figure, and it was directly smashed into fly ash. Boom! Ju Ding once again fell into the hands of Li Yu. Brush it. In an instant, no one was bloodless, looking at the oncoming Li Yu, one by one trembling. And Li Yu is a blank expression. Kill the other side. Ruan Dao and Yang Yinghao are both very embarrassed. Because of the Zhongmen air transport, the power they control makes them have a sense of superiority. You have a few waste things, come up to me to die, shouted. But at this time, Xian Yu moved. A long sword swayed and the Buddha's golden lotus reappeared. Puff. The golden lotus is open and there is a Buddha. A sword, the martyrdom is directly pierced through the chest. How is this possible? How could I die? Said the snoring intermittently. However, until death, he could not understand why everything was different from what he thought. At this time, Longfei is not prepared to continue to waste time, just in the moment when Yang Shoshi's giants fall. Longfei's head is a punch. Looking for death, I want to use the flesh to resist the soldiers. Are you a legendary figure in the body? Dead. Yang Shoshi disdain. There is no such thing as a must, and it has been smashed. However, the next moment, His eyes were directly horrified. Boom! The roar of the void, the dragon flew a fist, directly touched with the giant tripod. However, the figure of Longfei did not fly, and even was smashed into meat. Instead, it is safe and sound on the ground. It really is the Emperor, the strength is really good. But unfortunately, you are tarnished. Longfei still maintains a punching position, disdain. Chapter 47:13. Chapter 47:13 Invincible. This is the foundation of Longfei. Even if you have ding ding, for Longfei, there is no shock. On the contrary, under this boxing, Yang Shoshi was madly exploding for dozens of meters, and even Dading almost broke away from his control, and the light suddenly faded. Impossible. How can you have such a strong power? This is absolutely impossible. I am the son of air transport. I am the sin of Xianmen. I am the darling of the times. The power of air transport, give me a melt. If Yang Shoshi is crazy. Longfei punched and completely defeated his pride. Even more, let him have a sense of fear in his heart. Therefore, Yang Shoshi at this moment has no reservations and directly uses the power of air transport. And Longfei, it is a bright spot. What is waiting for you? Longfei does not retreat. Ding ding, Zhongmen air transport. This is the waiting of Longfei. In other words, this is the express delivery that Longfei wants. Rumble. Rumble. At this time, the weather was changing and the mountains and rivers moved. One after another, the mysterious atmosphere is wrapped in the heavens and the earth. The air is like a rainbow, running through the heavens and the earth, just like a big horror. This moment, between Xuanzang and Xuanyu, was influenced by this force, and the two changed their faces. As if, the power of this air force is also an oppression for them. Xiao Yue's face was even more oppressed under this moment, and the whole person was slightly bent down. If it is not a stubborn will to insist, it is already falling. The pace of Li Yu's offense is also a meal. Longfei brother, Xiao Yue shouted. The dragon flies in a cold. Don't dare to move my woman in front of Laozi. Give me death. Longfei decisively shot, and his invincible shot was once again displayed. Boom. Longfei punches directly into the power of endless air transport, hitting the roots directly, and the giant ding of Yang Shoshi once again collided. Boom. A loud noise shook the void. Rumble. Yang Shoshi's figure was once again repelled. The endless air of light is also blasting under the fist of Longfei. Hey! Yang Shoshi figure exploded. Yang Shoshi was shocked in his heart. He knew that he had merged with the Zhongmen air transport, and his cultivation was soaring, even giving him a feeling of being a true god. I thought that under this power, with the ding-ding, killing the dragon is nothing to say. But the result is exactly the opposite. In front of Longfei, he has no power to fight. Not only that, even his heart has already produced a feeling, and then continue to fight, and finally he must die. On the other side of the dragon, it is still light and light. It must be said that the integration of the power of air transport, Yang Shoshi's cultivation has reached the level of Da Luo Jingxian. Even Xuanzang's cultivation is not in front of him. It is precisely because of this that his power can oppress Xianzong and others. In front of Longfei, the fart is not. What am I? I have already said that we are not at a level. I am waiting for you to send food, or do you think you can get to today? Longfei said, step forward and step forward. At the moment when Yang Shoshi's shot on Xiao Yue, the ending is already doomed. If it is not for waiting for the time to mature, Longfei has already killed the door. Will you wait for the other party to the present? No, it's impossible. Who are you? I am the leader of Xianmeng. I am adhering to the air. I am a soldier. How can I be defeated in your hands? Yang Shoshi groaned. After a series of blows, his mind has been dusted. The Taoist heart is also almost broken. There must be a limit on ego. You are such a self-satisfied fantasy. Is it really good? Longfei grinned, disdain. Leader. Air transport. But it is an idiotic dream. Practice all the way, always only strength is the right to speak. The air transport is added, and the giant tripod surrounds. It seems to be very powerful. But in fact, in the view of Longfei, it is a bells and whistles, useless. Strong power, you have to meet the right people. Obviously, Yang Shoshi has never been the owner, at most a saver. No, I don't believe it. Kid, I want you to die. As long as you die, the League is still respected. Yang Shoshi's eyes glanced, and the power of air transport was once again embarrassing. With my blood, burning gas. Ding ding, give me the town. Yang Shoshi madly shot, he did not hesitate to burn his life. Looked out, already desperate. But Longfei, the expression does not change. When the body moves, the posture of the attack is made, the palm of the hand is slightly raised, and at the same time, the mouth slowly opens, the last law sanction. The skills are launched directly. Hey! The invisible lines floated out in the hands of Longfei. Just like a bloodline, I went straight to Yang Shoshi. Then, at the moment when Yang Shoshi's power was brewed to the extreme, it shrank. Brush. Yang Shoshi's face changed greatly. Do not. Yang Shoshi seems to be a ghost, his pupils shrink, his face is unbelievable. Because of this moment, his cultivation is like a deflated ball, falling wildly. Da Luo, Tai Yi, Jinxian. There are 3 levels. It is the power of Xianmeng's air transport, which is also greatly restrained at this moment. The figure of Longfei also flashed at this moment, and it broke through the layers of void in a blink of an eye. He is ill and wants him. At this point, the value of Yang Shoshi has also been hollowed out. Leave it useless. Before Yang Shoshi's actions, except for one death, there is no second possibility. Dead. Longfei said quietly. Hey. Hit a punch. A blood mist spouted from Yang Shoshi's mouth. Immediately after Yang Shoshi, the whole person directly wilted, his eyes were scattered, and his spirit was weak. Obviously, even if there is a Zhongmen airlift and a Ding-Ding bodyguard, now he can't stop the dragon's punch. Why? Yang Shoshi hung his last breath and was unwilling to speak. Even if he died, he couldn't understand why he became so uncomfortable when Longfei appeared. There is no reason why people always pay for their choices. And your price is death. Longfei said indifferently. Then, with a single click, directly annihilate the last trace of the spirit of Yang Shoshi. Booming. At this time, the air traffic of the fairy gate is like a rootless duckweed, and it will be separated from the escape in a blink of an eye. It's a pity that Longfei could not give this opportunity. I still want to run. Give me back. Longfei's eyes are condensed, and the power of Dantian opens instantly. Immediately, the power of a swallowing devour of the sky, the fairy martial movement of the sky, just like the rivers returning to the sea, was swallowed by the dragon's Dantian, without any slight reversal. The breath of Longfei's body, at this moment, has become more stable, as if it is integrated with the whole world. Extremely thick. Cool. Longfei took a deep breath. What a special cool. Longfei sighed and his heart was so refreshing. Poor Yang Shoshi, for the protagonist for a lifetime. In the end, it was just a wedding dress for Longfei. Chapter 47:14. Chapter 47:14. The heavens and the earth are restored to silence, rolling and rushing to the air to dissipate, and Yang Shoshi is awkward. Everything shows that in this era, Longfei is invincible. But everyone still can't wake up from the shock. Too strong. Longfei's violent and powerful, subvert their cognition. It's over, it's too embarrassing. Even the Lord of the Allied League is killed without blinking. What should we do? Hate, if it is not weak, I should be one of the 8 now. No, adults, forgiveness, you are so powerful, killing us all tarnishes your hand, when we are a fart, let it go. Countless sounds appear. Longfei has no movements, and these people have begun to beg for mercy. Adults, these people are too noisy, but they are good, killing them are tarnishing adults. At this time, the horrified mountain that was born by Longfei said. When the outside person heard it, his face suddenly appeared a touch of joy. In their view, there are Jingshan pleading, and Longfei, a high-ranking person, should not be embarrassed with them. However, the next sentence of the mountain, Directly let them turn from happiness to sadness. Then let the villain shot and kill the group of people who have forgotten their ancestors. Stunning Mountain said coldly, "It is good." Long Fei nodded. "These people, it doesn't matter if they kill or kill." But as the astonished Mountain said, the number of ruins left behind, and there was a lingering death. At this time, lost the pressure of Yang Shoshi and the power of air transport, Xianyu also has no scruples, the Buddha is in full bloom, the sword is Yinghao. Li Yu is also the same, holding the giant tripod, is completely invincible, a trip down, directly is a person to die. Soon, there was only one mourning and blood left in the field. As for those who are outside the east, they have not been spared. Xiao Yue did not say anything directly and took them directly. At this point, everything is under the control of Long Fei. Boss, don't care. Li Yu strongly killed 6 people, and then took another giant ding, the light car familiar with the road, and came to Long Fei. Good job, now you have finally got a few minutes. Long Fei said. Fang Tianshan was strong in the past, Long Fei did not know. But that kind of power, for Long Fei, there is not much temptation. The inheritance of Li Yu is just the right time. As for the other forces left in the world, Long Fei, although he remembered it, is already a dispensable existence. In contrast, the Earth's expectation for Long Fei is even greater. Oh, this is all given by the boss. If it is not the boss, maybe I am dead now. If you don't die, you are still alive. Li Yu snorted and then sent 2 big trips to Long Fei. Boss, this is what you want. There is nothing to give up, as if everything is for Long Fei. Long Fei glimpsed a little, and did not say much. Li Yu, this giant tripod. Long Fei just wanted to speak. A voice suddenly came out of my mind. Master, this giant trip is not simple, leave it. And, this big man is not suitable for this giant tripod as a weapon, too violent. The voice of the system sister suddenly appeared, stopping Long Fei. Okay. Not simple. A dragon flies. Can let the system sister say not simple 3 words, it can be seen that this ding ding, really another mystery. As soon as I read this, Long Fei looked at Li Yu with a look, I really use this big tripod, but you can rest assured that I will condense a weapon that is not inferior to the Emperor. Long Fei said firmly. Ha ha ha, boss, what are you talking about? My life is what you give, even if you want my life, you can always take it, let alone these things. Li Yu laughed aloud and did not agree. Long Fei's heart is inexplicably warm. Immediately, there was a rush in my mind. Yes, the system sister, you said it is good. Li Yu inherited the inheritance of Fang Tiandai, and the original ***** of the Emperor Fang Tian was a big seal. And, most of the time, Li Yu is violent, killing the enemy directly, and printing it with one side is the most appropriate. Long Fei's eyes lit up. Although Fang Tianyin was already in the original battle, it has been smelt. However, Long Fei itself is a refiner expert. However, this matter, I am not in a hurry. What makes Long Fei care more is Joding, and another world. System sister, you said that ding ding is not simple, how is it not simple? Long Fei asked with a look. Master, have to say that this world is really mysterious. If it weren't for the world that experienced too many disasters, I fear that it has already evolved to the extent that it is comparable to the Promise Temple and even the Supreme. The system sister was sighed for a while. Long Fei listened and expressed his deep recognition. Moreover, he is an earth person himself. Nowadays, when I hear that the system girl values the earth so much, there is also a sense of satisfaction in my heart. Too many disasters? What do you mean? Long Fei asked. Happy is happy, but there are still some puzzles. Master, you already know that this world is just a corner. The real big world, when a sword broke off another space in the 2 worlds. Or, this planet, once countless years ago, was once comparable to the Supreme Plane. It just happened to be something, so under the power of the Great Monk, it was almost annihilated. Later, the reenactment of the planet formed the world of today. And the predecessor of this planet is a truly vast world. The system sister said, the voice is calm, but still with a bit of horror. And Long Fei, in his mind, is instinctively showing countless myths and legends. The myths that have been annihilated in the long history of history have resurfaced. The existence is reasonable. It seems that the earth can spread so many legends, it is not unreasonable. Longfei thought of it in the heart. Then, look around and look at the system, sister. And then? Longfei asked. Master, now I can only feel this. Really, only when you enter another world can you understand. The system sister said, some helpless. But at the same time, it also shows a strong expectation. Obviously, there is also a lot of expectation for that world. The right thing to say, how much you know, the world, you have to go in. So now the question is coming, how do you do it? Longfei looked in the direction of Kunlun and asked faintly, Master, this is what I said, this trip is unusual. As long as the 9 tripods are combined, it is time to fully reproduce the true power of this giant tripod. I have a feeling that if Joding is one, the owner will get an unexpected harvest. The system girl said excitedly. For her, Longfei has become as strong as possible. Joding is one? Longfei's eyes lit up. Yes, I just wanted to say something, and suddenly I was dizzy. I saw, among the voids, the 9 giant tripods hovering over the head, instantly bursting into the sky, releasing the radiance of the yellow, intertwined, and began to merge. Chapter 47:15. Chapter 47:15. The sudden change of style made Longfei have some mistakes. I wipe. The system sister, is this Joding already psychic? Can you still feel what I think? Longfei asked. But immediately I feel that it should not. Because until now, he did not recognize the Lord. Moreover, how powerful, such as Longfei, how could it be so easily sneaked into the mind? And still communicate with the system sister. If Ding Ding is so powerful, I am afraid that the earth has long been the supreme plane. Master, this is automatic traction. I guess it is really good, these 9 big trips are one. The owner wait for Joding to be one, and at that time, this piece of heaven and earth, afraid of doing nothing, can be directly opened up. The system sister said excitedly. Directly open up. Longfei's heart was a meal. If Emperor Ding really has this kind of divine power, it is really as extraordinary as the system sister said. Because, if Emperor Ding really can break the barrier between the 2 worlds, that shows that this Ding Ding not only can suppress the present, but also has absolute power for the world. Otherwise, Longfei would not believe that those people would be willing to give up so many souls. Boss, is this the 9-in-1? Li Yu also asked at this time, his eyes sparkling. Well, when Joding is one, when it is really finished, it is the time to open the door to another world. Longfei said. For the Li Yu, nothing is concealed. As for other people, after just one battle, only 6 people were shocked. And these few people, Longfei also have plans. The voice fell. In addition to Xian Yu Xianzong and Xiao Yue, Li Yu is also amazed. Especially the other few people are even more aggressive. Adult, what is the door to another world? It is not weak for a few people to repair. In particular, after the baptism of the air and light rain of Longfei, it has reached the peak of the world. Water flows to lower place, man goes to higher position. They naturally desire more powerful power. Another world is another world. Of course, you can also understand that the earth is the east, the legendary mythical world. Longfei said. Hiss. Several people took a breath of air. The mythical world, for them, is the Arabian Nights, and I can't imagine it. If they don't say it from Longfeiku, they must think that this is a joke. Adult. Does the mythical world really exist? The mountain shivered and said. This news is too shocking. For them, it is undoubtedly an impact. Of course there is, and, all you imagine, are there. Longfei said. There is no need to hide. Wait until the Joding is one, the world opens up. That world will be fully presented. Tell them now, and there are a lot of cognitions. For a time, everyone's eyes looked at the giant tripod hovering in the void, as if for fear of missing the miracle opened up in this world. Longfei is just the opposite of them. At this point, Longfei's heart was calm. The integration of Juding takes a certain amount of time, and it is impossible for them to intervene. Because the system sister also said, this is a kind of self-evolution between the 9 parties. It seems that the integration of this decision is not as simple as it thought. Longfei thought of it. In the void, Joding is still hovering, and the patterns are intertwined. It seems that it is definitely not a simple project. Because each of the giant tripods has been painted with different patterns, want to be perfectly blended together, and to evolve on their own, it is definitely not completed overnight. And this time is not sure. System sister, according to the speed of integration of the current giant tripod, how long will it take to complete the integration? Longfei asked. Master, I have just already played it. This time, the integration of the giants is afraid that it will take half a month. I have a feeling that this giant tripod is also a rare super treasure for the owner. The system sister said. Longfei nodded. The idea just about to exit the system space, but suddenly felt a flash in the system. Then, hey, congratulations to the player to trigger the mid-autumn special task, refining. Task level, none. Task time, 1 hour. Task reward, special legion system. Task trigger, no. The system sound suddenly appeared. A dragon flies. I rub, mid-autumn festival mission. The system is also so humanized. Is there any penalty for this task? Is this a welfare? Longfei's heart suddenly moved. This kind of task is unprecedented. In particular, this last reward is to make Longfei heart fascinated. System girl, what is going on? Longfei asked. Master, this time should be the welfare of the Supreme Plane. After all, the system has now been upgraded to the top version and will not be updated. This time it should be a benefit for all system players. The system sister was slightly indulged, and then said. After listening to it, Longfei still can't believe it. After all, it is harder to pull the hair from the mouth of the system than to climb the sky. Now, the cold and unsophisticated initiative to send benefits, but also let Longfei some accidents. No matter what, just right, taking advantage of this mission, help Li Yu to improve them first, improve their combat power, and face the world of swearing in the future, but also have the power of self-protection. Longfei must be in the heart. For the unknown, Longfei never wanted to think more. Put me in front of me, just fight for the day. One thought of this, Longfei took a moment to take out the refining materials directly from the system space. Since Ding Ding can't give you, just give you a refining. Turning around, Longfei said to Li Yu. Boom. The next moment, as if to prove the words of Longfei, these materials taken out by the dragonfly, instantly burst into the divine, the light filled the world. This time, both Xianzong and Xian Yu have changed their faces. A strong breath. Wow, big bad guys, is this a refiner? How terrible is this horrible god, refining? The mysterious light of Xian Yu is faintly expected. Obviously, I also want to share a piece of it. This kind of thinking is naturally not a dragonfly. Reassured, this time, you all have. Longfei mouth corner pick, said. At this time, Li Yu, also seems to be the purpose of Longfei, the eyes are even more than expected. Then, Longfei looked up and looked at the figure of the void, his eyes fixed. These gods are all dragons flying in the world of Tongxian, and they are searched in large quantities. Strong and powerful. Perhaps compared to the scorpion sword, the king's blade is incomparable. However, it can definitely override the vast majority of the gods. Even the town demon tower can't compare. The next moment, Longfei moved his hands. Heaven and earth are furnaces. Nature is fire. The world is a refinement, give me a cure. Longfei shouted. This is a super alchemy, born out of ancient alchemy, is an upgraded version of the system reward. Directly put the hegemony of the natural fire to the extreme. At this moment, it is natural to use these bodies to concise them. Booming. Under the fire of nature, these figures melted. Longfei thought of a move and started refining directly. In the blink of an eye, a giant seal, 2 long swords, and a chain snake soft sword are directly formed in the void. Chapter 47:16. Chapter 47:16. The light of Joding still filled the world, but the attention of several people in the field was all fixed on Longfei. This kind of miracle never dared to imagine. Is this in the refiner? Miracles, miracles, can the refiner still have this means? It's incredible. I feel like I have lived on a dog for the rest of my life. The 8 soaring people are constantly feeling. There are too many things happening this day. Every piece is an impact for them. At this time, Longfei was immersed in refining, and did not care about these gaze. Now, although 4 weapons have been formed, they lack spirituality. The next moment, Longfei began to portray. The rules he has mastered are too powerful. It is enough to make these 4 weapons into the Xeon of the heavens. Xianzong and Xian Yu have 2 long swords, adhering to the vastness of the Buddha, being just and tolerant. It is most appropriate to use the rules of the sky. Heaven and earth have tolerance, and everything is breeding. Brush the brush. Longfei's hands were creeping, and the rules of the sky were coming, and they were painted on top of 2 long swords. Boom. The 2 swords are stunned and breathtaking. As if in front of the long sword, like a face of the sky, a kind of humble feelings are born in the heart. Xianzong and Xian Yu brightened their eyes and instantly locked the sword. Dragon fly. Bastard. It's all open, and the face is full of emotion. When the rules of the sky came out, they naturally felt that the sword was prepared for them. Even if they have not been refining, they have already had expectations in their hearts. Longfei smiled lightly, did not speak, and turned to a chain snake soft sword. Then, Longfei's eyes were condensed. The penalty rules instantly appear at the fingertips. This penalty rule is also the 2 rules that are obtained from the world of Tongxian. Hey! Longfei is portrayed with fingertips, and the rules of punishment are imprinted on the chain snake, which makes the whole chain snake full of strange feelings. Hey! Not waiting for Longfei to finish painting, the whole chain snake is full of spirituality, twisting its fingertips and directly transforming it into a chain like a bracelet, wrapped around the arm of Xiaoye. Longfei brother. Xiaoye is ecstatic, his face is full of blush, beautiful, not square. Gently stroke the chain in your hand. In her opinion, this is not a weapon, it is more like a kind of sentimental token. Longfei's eyes also flashed an obsession. But just in an instant, I woke up. Nice. You love it. But still the last one, wait until I finish painting. Longfei said, his fingertips fell directly on the Xiaoye bracelet. Boom. In an instant, a dragon-like dragon with a dragon-like shape appeared at the end of the bracelet, adding a bit of beauty to the air. How about it? Longfei asked, his eyes were full of favor. It's beautiful, if you can. I would rather this is never a weapon, but a gift from Longfei brother. Xiaoyu's face is obsessed, and if she has long been lost in the tenderness of Longfei. Ha ha ha, Scorpion, then you have a good collection. But you can't dominate the boss. Isn't my weapon still good? Li Yu said with a laugh. Longfei shook his head slightly and hesitated. Between the backhands, the rules of the earth, the sun, the moon and the stars, the 3 rules are shot at the same time. Booming. The power of the rules, anyone is unique, not at all comparable to ordinary forces. Nowadays, Longfei has played 6 kinds of rule powers in one breath. In the eyes of other people, Longfei has long been a god. The same is true of Li Yu. Looking at Longfei, he began to portray with the power of 3 rules, and his heart was moved. Reassure, you carry the inheritance of Fang Tiendi, Joding is your credit, and now I can't give you, I will naturally compensate you. This print is in the name of Fang Tian, melting the sun, the moon and the stars, and the land. You control this seal, and as long as it is under the power of Ling Xiao, you are in control. Longfei said. As I said, I did not stop at all. At this time, the natural fire that has been melted is burning again, as if it were forged twice. Under the impact of this flame, on one side of the big seal, the Japanese stars, the mountains and rivers are intertwined and distinct, as if the living structure is a pair of thousands of miles. The mountains and rivers are generally horrible. Boom. Suddenly, the flame went out. The east seat of Longfei also came to an abrupt end. And one side of the big print, also slowly landed in the hands of Longfei. Give this party to you, I am also assured of going to another world. And you, with this seal, can revitalize the Oriental practice world. Longfei said. Li Yui said, no, boss, why don't I go with you? There is a touch of anxiety in the eyes of the fish. There is a lot of involvement in opening up another world. I am afraid that people in the world will be restless. With you staying here, I can safely do my business. But you can rest assured that by then, you will have the opportunity to shoot. As long as the people of that world want to be a blessing in the East, you directly suppress it. Longfei said with a smile. The expression of the fish is calm. Although still full of unwillingness, but hearing can help Longfei, it will not say more. And with the end of Fengtian's refining system, a voice also appeared in Longfire. Hey, congratulations to the player Longfei to complete the Mid-Autumn Festival refining mission. Hey, congratulations to the player to activate the Special Legion system. The system sounds down. Longfei, his eyes are directly locked in the Special Legion system. Special Legion system. Players can include the world's strongest and form a legion. Simple to the ultimate seconds. But Longfei's mind is already clear. An error occurred. This should be the result of the system sister. For a time, Longfei's heart was depressed, and his belly was not good. The system sister, this supreme plane is too shameful. It is clear that this is what you pushed, and also specifically what welfare missions are really pits. Longfei said with a slap. I am thinking about it, and when I am going to Aile's position in the future, I must slap the person who issued the mission. But at this time, the system sister said, Master. In fact, I have not yet performed. After all, even if I am promoted to the top level, I am also a derivative of the system. Even if I push the ability to fight against the sky, I can't compare it to the supreme. The system sister grievances said. A dragon flies. With a wry smile, he comforted, nothing, when I am stronger, you will be able to stand alone. By then, by your ability, you will never be worse than the supreme. Longfei said. Okay. Master, but you said it is good, the system does have some tricks. This award is not too bad for me. It can be said that basic plagiarism. So, I feel that the system should not be that simple. The system sister said. The face is solemn. What do you mean? Longfei was wrong, and asked some doubts. The sound of the voice just fell, the system sound appeared in the right. Hey, congratulations to the player to start the second ring mission, the town of this world, the East in the world. Chapter 47:17. Chapter 47:17. The system sounds down. Longfei's heart was shocked and his heartbeat was slow. The system girl is showing such a look. Task level, none. Task time, 3 days. Task reward, the player specifies the summoned, the character that appeared in the system call. P.S. Includes people who have dissipated. Mission punishment, none. Longfei's heart was amused. This time, for Longfei, it is really a welfare task. The person who has been summoned. Can it be summoned? Haha, this is a special thing. Longfei laughed. A character flashed through the mind and it was decided directly. Master, is there already a candidate in your heart? The system sister asked. Yes, once I summoned him, but did not give her a stage, let it die in a war. It is a regret that I have never forgotten in my heart. Longfei said. Thinking of the invincible existence that was summoned at the beginning, Longfei felt infinitely in his heart. Nowadays, there is an opportunity to call the other party again. It is impossible for Longfei to miss it. The next moment, Longfei looked around and looked at a few people. Li Yu, here I will hand it over to you. The integration of Ding Ding, absolutely no chaos. Longfei said. Boss, you can rest assured that there is me. Ding Ding is absolutely foolproof. Li Fish patted his chest and promised. But immediately, as if I realized what I was, I quickly asked, Boss, are you leaving? A look of disappointment. He already knows that Longfei intends to keep him in this world. To prevent the strong of the other world from coming to the world. Not so fast, But there are too many clowns in the world to come and not to be indecent. Since they dare to come to the east to make trouble, then they are ready to be destroyed. But this time, you can stick to this place, and else, I will personally. Longfei said faintly. Do not say anything else. Even if the system did not release such a task, Longfei had to patrol before leaving. After all, the existence of those places may really be what you want. Of course, it is only possible. However, since there is an opportunity, Longfei will naturally not let go. Now that the system task is released, naturally, Longfei is also in the first place. What Longfei didn't know was that he was at the supreme plane at this time. A middle-aged man has a young man standing opposite. What happened? Why didn't he reach the supreme plane? The middle-aged people have some confusion on their faces, and their affection is also very strong. It seems that something more difficult is already imminent, and he is upset by the oppression. A little accident, the first-generation system has been awakened, and now it is in the process of integration, and some suppression of Longfei. Now Longfei has passed the system and returned to the earth. The young man said. Time is too late, the power of the promised temple broke out several times, and the madmen were crazy. The middle-aged man said. A glimpse of the youth, it seems to think of what is generally. Then we will intervene again and let Longfei grow up quickly, the young man said. No, it's too late, we can do it, and now we have to wait. The middle-aged man said. The young man nodded, his eyes turned, and he looked at the sky and was full of expectations. Another place. Great Yongjie. At this time, the Great Yang dynasty is barren. Once the glory is no longer, no one can fight the stars. In particular, Jiang Chuanqiu led people to go to Wanjie, looking for a saint, and did not return after participating in the dispute of the king. The level of the Great Yang dynasty is even more linear. The murder of the gods, is it true that my goddess in the big sun is no longer there? Is there a demarcation of the Great Wall in the world? Damn, who can save us? I hate can't be born for a long time, otherwise I am in the big world. How is this? In the Great Yongjie, in the Yangyang shrine, several old people sighed in the sky. They are all masters of the big sun goddess, and naturally remember the glory of the year. Only now, everything has turned into a sigh. What they don't know is that at the foot of the Sun Palace, a child of about 10 years old is frowning at the shrine in front of him. So weak. How is this special? According to the information that the old man passed on to me, this time the other party came to the forefront, fearing that it would be the level of the Invincible king. I was still looking for foreign aid. Now it seems that this big Yongjie is totally unreliable. The child looked helplessly. This person is the son of Longfei. Long Yingdao. If Longfei is here, I will feel that there is no reason. Let go of the time flow between the earth and the Great Yang. Even if it is against the sky, it is impossible to grow to this extent in a short time. This is definitely the second Invincible. Go to his mother, no matter what. In any case, the old confession must be settled, otherwise there is a face to see the old man. Furthermore, I heard that my brother is also a prestige in the Wanjie, and he must not fall behind him. Long Yingdao thought in his heart, his eyes were certain, showing a kind of stability that was different from the complexion. Then step out and step into the shrine. The people in the shrine are listening to me. I am the son of your great sun goddess, come to help you against strong enemies. Long Yingdao screamed and broke the great sun, the silence since ancient times. The picture turns again, the ancient world. The face of the big sun ***** girl is full of sorrow. She is worried about the great sun, just as Longfei cares about the ancient world. Especially at this time, the heart seems to have heard the sound of Long Yingdao, and it makes her restless. No, I have to go back to the Great Wall. The big sun ***** said fiercely. In an instant, a gaze is fixed on the big sun goddess. Luluo River is the first woman to follow Longfei. At this time, there is naturally a feminine style. God girl, are you really making a decision? Liu Luoshi asked. Luoshi sister, mother and child. You are also a mother, I think you should be able to understand my feelings. If you change it to be invincible, one person is outside, facing a strong enemy, I think you will never sit still. Dayang goddess said. I understand, so I have already expected this day. However, it should not be the son of you alone, but also our son. And, it is an invincible younger brother. So, this time I am going to let Yuanbar and the unintentional people, as well as the little invincible, go with you. Liu Luoshi said, a firm face. The eyes of the great sun goddess are happy, but they are immediately heavy. No, the ancient world also needs to be guarded. I can't make Longfei embarrassed. The great sun goddess firmly said. Do not worry, we have us in the ancient world. And now, in the ancient world, there is the Tsangxing Avenue under the dragon's flight. The general strength is not necessarily able to attack. So, don't you refuse. Liu Luoshi said. Yeah, God girl, we are all family. If it is not my strength, I want everything to go. God girl sister, you can rest assured, Xiao Yingdao is the son of Longfei, I believe, absolutely extraordinary. We are here, waiting for you to go home. Then, Euro, Blue Charm and others said. The eyes of the big sun goddess moved, slammed, and wept. Chapter 47:18. Chapter 47:18. The earth is above the ocean. Longfei also has Xuanzang, Xuanyu, and Xiaoye, and 4 figures stand up. Booming. The stormy waves, the demon wind swept. Longfei brother, a good demon, I am afraid that it is terrible to cultivate. Xiao Yue said. Between talking, I also secretly looked at Longfei. It seems that I feel like I am a drag bottle now. Longfei gently held Xiao Yu's hand. Reassure, when the world is opened, your cultivation will never be weaker than Xuanzang. Longfei said. The foundation of Xiao Yue is very strong. Waiting for the world to open up and enter the mythical world. At that time, let Xiaoye inherit the inheritance of the great emperor, fearing that it would rise all the way to a degree of terror. Big bad guys, and me, I want too. Xian Yu said with a grin. Reassured, I still have this kind of inheritance, you are the same, the foundation is too strong. When you wait until the mythical world, you will inherit the inheritance, and you will be arrogant. Longfei said faintly. Then I turned my eyes and locked the ocean in front of me. But now, this revitalizes the Eastern Xiuxian civilization, and it will take the first knife from here. Longfei said. After that, Longfei's feet fell. Boom. A huge force is like a wave, and it bursts. Rumble. The roar of the sea and the sky, like the tsunami, the whole ocean has become a wolf. Oh, Lolo Lane. In the endless waters, suddenly the power of the earthquake came out. Brush the brush. At this time, the road is the figure. Let's go, who are you? Even dare to interfere with the cultivation of the great god, is it hard to find death? I don't know how to live and die in the East. If you kill 1,000 people, you will forget it. Even dare to go to our country and disturb God. Death is not enough. Unforgivable, I dare to make a fuss when I am a little repaired. I will definitely leave them today. I just took advantage of this opportunity and announced to the world that I am forbearing the strength of the shrine. An angry face stared at the dragon and screamed. At the same time, the eyes are full of wild vision. In their view, Longfei and others just sent themselves to the door to find death, to fulfill their reputation. Longfei's face is as usual. Longfei brother, it seems that they have been waiting here. Xiao Yue said. These people are native monks of the island nation. It is only a stage of the late stage of the flight. It is not as good as her. It is impossible to get here so quickly. Normally, although a big snake is a demon, it is indeed a godlike existence compared to them. Longfei said faintly. Moreover, Longfei has already perceived that the beasts in the bottom of the sea have just awakened and are still in a relatively weak stage. And these people appear here, there must be some conspiracy. At this moment, Xian Yu suddenly frowned and said, have you discovered that there is something wrong with the sea here? It has a strong asterisk smell. Xian Yu said this, the talents reacted. At this time, the whole sponge will be on the scene, and suddenly there will be a skyrocketing resentment, which is very gloomy. Moreover, it is also mixed with the atmosphere of endless evil. It is the blood of life, no wonder they are here long ago. It seems that they are preparing rations for the big demon on the seabed. Longfei said faintly. In his eyes, nature sees through the beginning and the end. The next moment, the radiance of Longfei's eternal life will sweep away all the seabed. A huge snake, like a hill, squats on the bottom of the sea. And around it, it is a forest bone. Countless. Even the bones have piled up into mountains. There are hundreds of thousands. Damn. Longfei hates it. Killing a child has long been commonplace for Longfei. Invincible roads are so lonely, only the bones can be made. The road to practice is the road to killing. Once again, the enemy is placed under his own hands in order to lead to no one. But Longfei, asking himself all the way, the people killed, there is no innocence. Even if it is a company, it is because those people are resentful. Longfei naturally wants to get rid of the aftermath. If this snake is engulfed by the practitioners, it can only be said that the weak meat is strong. However, above these bones, there is no trace of practice. In other words, these people are all ordinary people. Moreover, Longfei even felt a desire from these resentments, a desire to survive. If these people are all people from the island, Longfei will not have such a big feeling. However, in order to endure the virtues of the shrine, it is obviously not going to do so. Longfei brother, nearly half of them are Orientals. At this time, Xiao Yue suddenly said sadly, "Okay. Can you perceive it?" Longfei asked quietly. "The heart is extremely heavy." "Yes, Longfei brother, I have guarded the East for hundreds of years, the thought of the East, I am extremely sensitive. Even if they are already dead, I can feel the helplessness and despair in these bones." Xiao Yue's face is sad. The dead are like this, but they will not die in vain. Longfei's voice is boundless and indifferent. At the next moment, Longfei's eyes gaze at the person in front of the shrine. "People are all you are looking for," Longfei said faintly, one word at a time. There is boundless anger in every word. How, is it angry? What is it, a group of ants, only to use their blood to provide nutrients for the recovery of the great god, is their privilege. Of course, not only they, even you, will become the nourishment of the great god. Oh, the blood of the Eastern sisters, the taste should be very delicious, and the great god should like it very much. In the ninja shrine, a person who looks like a young man, but who is a child, looks very sinister and stands out. My blood. I am afraid that he is not eligible to enjoy. The sound of Longfei was once again depressed. Not to mention a demon, even if this mythical saint, talking in front of Longfei, Longfei also dared to let the other side dismount. Hey, qualification? I hope that when you are swallowed up by the great god, you still have the temper to talk like this. Several people are forbearing, shot. This person said, take the lead. Resist the gods, the ultimate kill, the 1,000 shadows. Brush the brush. In an instant, thousands of figures appeared on the void, and attacked several people from all directions. Olympic, God hides. Olympic, shadow blade. A number of sounds appeared at the same time, and throughout the void, there was also a sense of killing. Longfei looked sneer and looked at the void. You shot, one does not stay. Longfei fainted. Hey. The words fell, and a figure came out. At the same time, the light flashed in the hand, and a chain of chains was derived in his hand. Oh, Lololane. The chains are like snakes, dancing in the void, and the cold atmosphere spreads over the sea water, directly causing the sea surface to freeze, penetrate the void, and condense in continuous space. At the same time, those 1,000 shadows hidden in the void, or flashing, are nothing, exposed, frozen. You. Go to hell. Xiao Yue's hate broke out in the light, and the snake in his hand was like a sword, waving out. Chapter 47:19. Chapter 47:19 Brush. Above the chain snake's soft sword, the power of punishment bursts out. For a moment, these figures that were frozen and imprisoned in the void were like the sinners who were waiting to be punished, directly pierced by the soft sword. Hey! One by one dissipated. Because these are all avatars, but they are a kind of ninja. But the real body, which was not spared, was also worn by the soft sword, and the soul flew away. As for the other shots, the result is the same. Under the penalty, they are guilty of sin and a sword is killed. Below, there are some people who have never shot the shrine, and they are completely confused. Dead, they are all dead. Who are they in the end? How could it be so powerful? This is the strongest of us to endure the shrine. Fast, for the present, you can only ask for the Lord. Several figures rushed to escape, but the direction is boundless deep sea. Xiao Yu's gaze will continue to be shot. However, it was intercepted by Longfei. Leave them a dog's life, put a long line, and catch big fish. When they are all one by one, they will be completely solved. Longfei said with a deep voice. Forever, this is Longfei. Moreover, Longfei also believes that the tasks released by the system, even if it is a welfare task, will not be so simple. The real purpose should be the ancient powerhouse of recovery in these countries. Of course, this kind of strong is also relatively speaking. For Longfei, the fart is not counted. The picture turns. Several people who endured the shrine were in a hurry and fell into the deep sea. The resilience of heaven and earth, this means is not too difficult for them. Resent the Lord, help. Help. Several people sank all the way, came to an arrangement to isolate the sea, and directly asked for help. What happened? Didn't I say that? During this time, I will follow the great gods to practice. A voice came from it, with anger. Right, we don't want to, but this time, we really have a big trouble. Yeah, the Lord, a few of the gods are shot and killed directly. They are too strong. They are there, let alone preparing for the great God. If we are not running fast, maybe we will all die there. Several people said with sincerity and fear what happened. Sure enough, the face of the Lord changed. Then, a few people described everything that happened before. Oriental monk. Only one person shot. I really don't know how tall and thick. Exactly, this seat has been with the gods these days, and the strength has gone even further. It has already touched the fairy in the east. This time I want them to come back. The bearer said, the figure flashed and suddenly disappeared. At this time, above the sea. Coming. Longfei's eyes moved, and a smack appeared in the corners of his mouth. Brush. Xiao Yue and other 3 people turned their eyes. Boom. A wave of huge waves rushed out of the sky and rushed out of the void. Then, a figure wrapped up in the dark and scarlet colors all over the body, condensed on the void. Ignorance of ants, dare to offend the majesty of God, I will represent the true God, destroy your group, humble leader. When the bearer appeared, he took a very proud attitude. Cut the picture. Then, on the surface of the sea, several figures appeared. A face is calm and relaxed. The Lord is worried, they will die. I am afraid that the Lord will not be light and heavy, and let them die too cruel. Oh, no, their flesh and blood, the gods still need it. But it's a pity that these little skins, moms, long is really beautiful. A group of people are infinitely obsessed. However, they did not find it. At this time, the eyes of the Lord in the void changed. Because in front of me, the dragon flew 4 people, looking at his gaze, without the slightest fear, but a mockery. It seems to be a clown. What happened? Why can't I feel their breath? Don't they all be mortal? However, why can mortals show this expression to me? The heart of the bear cannot help but raise doubts. But at this time, in a word, let him completely fall into anger, and can't think of it so much. Big bad guys, let me shoot this time, this guy is not weak. And the breath on his body made me feel extremely disgusted. He also has a share of the blood of these souls. Opposite, Xian Yu stepped forward and said it is good. Longfei nodded. Let's go, you are a humble ants, afraid that you don't know your identity. I am. The face of the bearer is full of anger, even if it is wrapped in the darkness of scarlet, it is difficult to cover up. Don't talk nonsense, Grandma doesn't care about who you are. Well, who cares about what a dead person is called? For Lian, open. Xian Yu shouted, and the long sword went out. Boom! A star frost is vast, and the power of the sky is crushed out from the long sword. Boom! The Lord only felt that his shoulders were sinking, and the whole person fell from the void without control. How come? Ninja's face changed dramatically, like a madness. This breath, for him, is naturally suppressed. Moreover, the thick sense of Buddhism made him feel the fear in his heart. No, this power has already exceeded this world. How is this possible? How is this possible? The heart of the man is horrified. More importantly, now he has no power to resist. The whole person was directly suppressed by the power of Xian Yu. For Lian, open. Swordsman demon. Xian Yu jiaoside, and the long sword came out of the sheath, and suddenly stabbed the Lord. At the same time, a Buddha standing in the void, the sword lotus in the hands is also blooming. Boom! Falling in an instant. The sword lotus opens, and the Buddha holds the sword. A sword is like a rain, suddenly falling, countless to the sword shadow is also neglected to penetrate the body of the Lord. Puff puff. In the blink of an eye, the Lord is directly pierced into a sieve. Do not. Great God, save me. I don't want to die. Ninja dragged his last breath and asked for help. The opposite of the violent performance before. But Xian Yu is simply not moving. The figure of Lingxiu is empty, like a heavenly road. And a Buddha in the void is its embodiment. Great God! But it is a monster. Dead. The sound of Xian Yu is very cold, and the sword in his hand is once again falling. Hey! A crisp sound, the long sword directly fell to the head of the bear. Normal combat is crushed. In the distance, Long Fei looked at the forbearing lord who was beheaded by a sword, and his mouth moved. Oh, all are dead, the rest, it's time to come out. Long Fei said faintly. At this time, a roar broke out from the bottom of the sea. Who is, dare to hurt my people? This seat today, we must eat raw meat and other flesh and blood, to pay homage to the soul of our people. Rumble. The huge waves are soaring, the clouds cover the sea, and the whole world is also shrouded in darkness at this moment. Chapter 47:20. Chapter 47:20. The sky is dark and the sky is evil. The evil atmosphere of a stock rises from the sea. Hey! A wave of the sky, against the Longfei and other people overwhelmed. At this moment, Xuanzang shot. It is also a sword, but it is much deeper than Xuanyu. One sword is out, that is, 3 Buddhas appear. Similarly, there are countless Buddha shadows. The Buddha's sword, accompanied by Xuanzang's sword, suddenly slammed into the huge waves that came over. Boom! Numerous Buddhas simultaneously swords and swept directly over the huge waves that were overwhelmed. Hey! Like splitting the sky, the huge waves are divided into 2, and then divided into 3, divided into 4. Only in an instant, the huge waves were defeated by a sword, and there were countless dark breaths, which also instantly collapsed. Things that show off the tail, give me out. Xianzong snorted and was a sword. I saw the top of the void, thousands of Buddhas gathered together, a giant Buddha with a high number of tens of thousands of feet floated above the void, the left hand was painted, and the right hand was stabbed into the deep sea. Boom! A loud noise broke out throughout the deep sea. Rumble. Rumble. This piece of ocean seems to have exploded, and the sea water has become boiling. If it is cooked, countless fish and shrimps are blown out of the sea and white. At this time, under the deep sea, there was finally a roar. Roar. Don't dare to destroy my self-cultivation, die for me. The voice was very angry, and there was a lot of anger in it. It suddenly came from under the deep sea. Xuanzang's face was condensed, and the sword in his hand was gripped. Hey! A black man appeared in the sky, slammed and attacked Xuanzang. Xuanzang's cultivation is, after all, it is already the peak of Tai, and the heart is naturally fearless. Looking at the shadows from the attack, it does not retreat, and at the same time, a sword is thrown out. Hey! The long sword collided with the black shadow, and the scorpion shot an endless spark. However, it did not see a trace of blood. In other words, this long sword did not break the shadow. On the contrary, Xuanzang, under this collision, has retreated several steps. Roar. Then there was another burst of roar. But it was not a single sound, but 8 sounds. Tai Jinxian? This is impossible. When the emperor of the Great Qin dynasty broke the world and had 2 swords and 2 kunluns, it was impossible for anyone to achieve this repair. After the roar, it was a burst of exclamation. Then, after the sea of wrath, after a while, a huge monster finally appeared in front of everyone. Long Fei's eyes are also locked in the moment. Sure enough, this is a gossip snake. Long Fei thought of it in the heart. It's a pity. Now the system doesn't have a summoning card. If you can summon the man who needs to be called out, it will be cool. The collision between myth and the system is a bit irritating. Long Fei's heart is in the belly. Unfortunately, there are no summoning cards and no special rewards in the system. So, this time, you can only rely on yourself. Of course, Lian Longfei did not think that this gossip snake was so familiar with what happened on Earth. Even the 2 worlds of Kunlun know the beginning and the end. However, what Longfei did not think was that the sword was broken for 2 days and turned out to be the first emperor. It seems that the mystery on the Earth is deeper than I thought. When the emperor of the ancient times, there was such a skill. Longfei's heart was suddenly shocked. However, the shock is shocking. But it is not afraid. Then, Longfei will look at the gossip snake. You are the monster of the East. Longfei asked. Although the gossip snake is the **** of the island country, but in the view of Longfei, it can know that the secret of the ancient times, there must be an absolute connection with the East. Yes, boy, the origin of this seat is said to scare you. You are best to retreat now, so as not to lose your life, become my belly. The gossip snake said. The other head of the serpent suddenly said. In the distance, Longfei and others glimpsed. It seems that they did not expect that the 8 heads of this serpent had their own consciousness. I want to eat this, I dare to hurt me with a sword. I swallow that, no one should grab it with me. No, there are 4 people in total. We have to separate and 2 to swallow one. Several tongues rushed to speak and kept saying. Obviously, Longfei and others have been treated as fish on the cutting board and are already being distributed. Longfei is amazed. The gossip snake is not weak, but it is only relative. Perhaps you can have arrogant capital in front of Xianzong. But in front of yourself, it is a slag. Originally, he also thought that if he could know something from the gossip, he would have nothing to do with his life. After all, this looks like it is indeed fierce enough to be scared. But unfortunately, at the moment when the gossip snake opened, it had already lost the only chance to survive. Xian, come back, you are not an opponent. Longfei said. At the same time, step out and go straight to the sky above the gossip snake. If you can know Tai, then you guess, what am I doing? The dragon's mouth was picked and a sneer came out. Before, Longfei did not shoot, even if it was empty, the other party could not perceive it. Because, after the immortal, between the steps, is absolutely crushing. But now, with the dragon's step in this step, the momentum of the body is like a rush of the sky. The sea of anger subsided, and the heavens and the earth sank. Puff puff. And the next moment, the gossip snake is even more crazy. The 8 snake heads are constantly moving. Of course, it is retreating. At the same time, one after another black blood spewed out of the mouth. De Luo, the top Da Luo, half-step quasi-holy. I am Nima, is this a joke? Who are you? The 8 heads were completely flustered at this moment. Among the basketball-sized eyes, all the fears were revealed. He just woke up, was prepared to devour blood, and then dominated the world. Unexpectedly, I suddenly encountered such a monk. At this moment, the gossip snake has a feeling of eating and eating, which is extremely uncomfortable. Or, I want to give you a living, but now it seems that you are looking for death. Longfei said coldly. The system task is on the one hand, the point is that Longfei is very curious about the things of the earth in the past and wants to understand. The gossip snake is undoubtedly the best choice. It is a pity that the gossip snake did not know how to live and die, and put his mind on them. Yes, I can see that my cultivation is done, then how do you want to die? Longfei smiled. No, no, you can't kill me. Now the world is coming out soon. If you dare to hurt me, my father will kill you. Don't say that you are a big luo, even if you are quasi-holy, it is easy for my father to kill you. So I advise you, don't be too arrogant. If you want to be interested now, you can get out of here, and the king can still ignore the suspicions and don't care about you. The 3 heads of the gossip snake said that they were arrogant. The arrogance is extremely proud. There is only one concept in the mouth, that is, there are people, the background is very hard. Chapter 47:21. Chapter 47:21. Longfei's eyes were extremely disdainful. Threat. He has never been able to get through here. If he is afraid of threats, Longfei has long been a plaything in other people's palms in Tianwu, and he has long since surrendered to the ***** of Xian Emperor. What is your father so arrogant? How is it better than the saint? Longfei smiled and asked faintly, Saint? The sage counts as a gossip, and the singer is used to it. If he doesn't react, he will roar. I can wait for the reaction, and all the 8 heads are closed. Who is sacred in the world of saints? Even though the 2 worlds are still not open, the gossip snake has been able to perceive the majesty of the world. Therefore, if you go to the mouth, you will also swallow it. The saint is high, what do you think you are, dare to say holy? The gossip snake snorted. Not a saint, how many do you put? Lao Tzu even dared to marry the sage, still dare not move you. The dragon flew at the corner of his mouth and said coldly, You have to let go, boy, arrogant have a limit, don't think that the mythical world is not born now, you can do whatever you want. The sage is so powerful that it is a will that will make the sacred bow, and Da Luo is free to kill. Although you have Da Luo Xiao, but in front of the saint is a cockroach ant, also said sacred, why don't you say that you killed the Jade Emperor? The gossip snake is silent. Yes, the kid is too arrogant. This silly brain is sick, and I don't scatter my urine to look at my own virtues. I want to compare with the saints. Blowing the bulls doesn't look at the place. If the king had known the world, he might have been cheated. 8 heads one by one. Longfei is also a glimpse. The dark gossip is really the best. Death to the end, there is such a thing. I want to kill you, don't say that the world is not holy, even if the saint is in front, I can't stop lousy. Dead. Longfei was a heavy drink. Make a fist and punch out. Hey! The dragon flies across the ocean and turns into a streamer. The fist broke through the void and smashed the endless void. It's awkward. The whole void was burning under the fist of Longfei. The gossip snake face became flustered. Dragging a heavy body and instantly retreating. Boom! The infinite waves were picked up by the gossip snakes, directly forming a tsunami, which spanned 1,000 miles between the eyes and drowned a city. The speed is fast and hard to imagine. But he is fast, and the dragon is flying faster. Hey! Light and shadow flashed, Longfei figure chased the past, and then a punch fell against the gossip snake. Booming! Without a punch, the entire sea surface is under the power of this boxing, and it is rampant. The gossip snake also knows that it can't run at this time, and directly pulls out a long tail and rises up the sky. Hey! Longfei hit a long punch and a long tail hit, and a loud bang broke out. The incomparable breath of horror erupted instantly over the ocean, and then, I saw endless black blood falling from the void. In the distance, Xian Zong and Xian Yu have been stunned. It's so strong, it's just a punch. If the big bad guys are full of firepower, how terrible is it? Xuan Yu sighed. It is indeed very strong, and now, the repair of Longfei is still being suppressed. If it is completely released, it will be afraid of shaking the world. Xuanzang is also a look of horror. She had already fought with the gossip snake. But the sword can force the snake back, but it can't hurt the defense of the snake. It can be seen that the strength of this big snake is definitely not weak. But now, the other party in the hands of Longfei, even a fist cannot hold, it can explain the horror of Longfei. Ah! Looking for death. I dare to hurt me. But the king is too much, boy, die together. Demon Dan, out. 8 heads of the gossip snakes are surprisingly unanimous. With a determination to burn Jade, the open mouth and the fangs, mouth, a singular demon, suddenly emerged from the mouth. At the same time, it sprays a horrible atmosphere. Can Longfei, the offensive does not stop. Creating the body, Kai. During the process of marching, Longfei's heart was filled with a deep voice. Directly created the body of creation. Rumble. At the same time, 8 horrible forces fell on the void. Every tongue seems to contain a kind of horror, wind and rain, lightning, and the flames of the rolling stones are very poisonous. Booming. This force directly turns into a light column. For a time, between the heavens and the earth, the atmosphere of endless darkness is wrapped up, and the horror is incomparable. Even if you are a big Luo, under the fatal blow of Ben Wang, it is sure to die. As long as you said that the background of the king is very deep, you still want to die. I can force you to use this power, it is also your chance. The gossip big snake said cold charm. The trail is just a hit. Do you want to go with me like this kind of power? Moran. Longfei was indifferent. Longfei's eyes flashed a disdain, and his body was like a dragon. Before and after the vertical and horizontal directions, it seemed that he did not care about this power. Boom. An electric light bombarded on Longfei. However, Longfei does not evade at all. Under the level of the 4th level creation of the body, this kind of attack is nothing more than an indiscriminate tick. Don't care. Boom. The hurricane passed, the poisonous rain was over the sky, and the fluttering stone of the flying sand was overwhelming, and it fell directly toward the dragon. Yes, just in the moment of flying close to Longfei, Longfei moved with it. A slap in the face covered the past. Hula. All the power is directly returned to the original road under the palm of Longfei. Boom. The huge force bounced back directly, and the gossip snake, which was still very proud, was instantly forced. No, it's impossible, how can it be? The power of the demon, give me the melt. There was a trembling in the voice of the gossip snake. For his own strength, he can resist, but this kind of power that is sent back by Longfei is mixed with a kind of force that cannot resist. He has a feeling that as long as he dares to touch this power, the only result is death. In a hurry, the gossip snake directly integrated the 8 demon shards to resist the dragonfly. Rumble. A shocking roar. All the power he had used before was turned back by Longfei. Hey! Above the demon, the light disappeared and became dull. There have even been a series of cracks. But fortunately, this power finally dissipated. A joy in the eyes of the gossip snake. Kid, you dare to hurt me. Wait a minute, when I return to the mythical world, I will definitely cramp your skin. Demon Dan, Rong. The gossip snake swallowed the demon, and then plunged into the deep sea. Obviously, under the violentness of Longfei, I directly recognized it. I want to escape. Late. Give me death. Longfei sounds still cold charm. Immediately after another out of the palm, just at the moment when the gossip snake is about to disappear, a palm falls. Puff. Do not. Roar. A panic and screams came out. Then, the entire sea surface became a scarlet. Chapter 47:22. Chapter 47:22. Above the scarlet sea, there was a stench. The blood of the gossip is completely reddened by the sea. Then, a huge snake body emerged above the sea. It is a pity that this snake is under the palm of a dragon. It has been riddled with holes and is almost broken. It has become scarred everywhere, and the snake bones are exposed. Longfei walked over and stepped forward, taking a look and taking the demon from the body of the gossip snake. At this point, the demon has been dull, but still strong, the breath of the Tai Peak still reveals. As for the body of the gossip snake, Longfei has no interest. Although the strength contained in this body is not weak, for the current Longfei, there is no use of fart. In one thought, Longfei's hands were pulled, and the natural fire appeared out of thin air, directly melting the body of the 8-diagram serpent. But at this time, if the yin yarrow is now, it will appear again from this demon. I rub, another demon? Isn't it if it is 9? Longfei's heart was slightly shaken. 9 heads. Then his origins are really not simple. 9 worms. Who are the 2 witches? Longfei guessed in his heart. There are 2 thoughts in the mind of Longfei. Of course, these 2 existences are also the existence of myths and legends. Longfei has not seen it, but even the descendants of the winning streak exist, and they are definitely not in the air, out of nothing. Interesting. It seems that after entering the mythical world, the resistance will not be small. Longfei thought in his heart. But I didn't care too much. After the system task appeared, this road was already doomed. There is no escape route. It is absolutely impossible to give up. In Longfei's life creed, there is no such word. Whoever is who he is, even if it is a saint, Lao's road must go. Longfei's eyes must be high, and his eyes are high in his eyes. Blood is not cold, just dry. At this time, because of the aftermath of the battle, it has been madly swept, but under the control of Xiao Yue and others, the power of the tsunami did not affect the eastern land. On the contrary, above the island, it has become a mess. Longfei brother, do we want to take care of it? Xiao Yue asked. I can't bear it in my eyes. Longfei hesitated slightly. No, we are not in an era, and perhaps hatred has disappeared over time. But in my heart, I still think that some mistakes, time cannot be annihilated. The enemy who used the blood and tears to annihilate, for whom the future generations will forgive. I didn't hurt them, it's already done right. Longfei said, a cold look. Looking at the village where the tsunami was flooded, it was indifferent. Even in the mind of Longfei, the impulse to watch the fire shadow appeared in the past. That is a village that died. For a long time, when the sea water was completely submerged and gradually sinking, Longfei did not have the mind to continue to stay. Let's go, there are still some places, I have to go there again. Longfei said quietly. At this time, the system task panel has also changed. The second ring of the serial mission has also completed 20%. Seeing this, Longfei understands in his heart. There are only a few real threats in the world, and the inheritance of the remaining civilizations is only a short period of time, which is simply not enough. One thought of this, Longfei did not stop in the heart, the gods locked in one direction, and then the sky suddenly fluctuated, and several people disappeared. What Longfei didn't know was that at this time, the southernmost part of the cultivation area in the east. In the endless jungle, a violent explosion suddenly broke out. Anyone? Who? Who is it? I dare to move the blood, is this trying to find death? Under the moon, a group of people dressed in black and strong in size are worshipping around an altar. The most central person suddenly screamed. Brush. For a moment, all the steps stopped. Then, all the faces became confused. What? Big blood? Is there a big blood in this world? Don't they all be in another world? The leader, what the asterisk is going on? Yes, and the blood, how powerful, how can someone in the world be able to hurt them? The crowd said. They are one of the birth gates of this time. It is not so much a fairy, it is better to say that it is a group. They are the ancient witches. However, the spread of the witches is not easy. Even if some inheritance is preserved, it is also incomplete. Yes, the real big witch is definitely in another world. However, when the world changed suddenly, before the end of the law, the great witch left blood. Yesterday has passed my unique means of the witches, mourning me, let me find each other, waiting for the world channel to open, and a piece into the mythical world. I even gave me a drop of blood to make an introduction, let me feel. But just now, the blood is broken. The leader of the witches said, what? The blood is broken? Doesn't that mean that the blood of the big witch has been given, and, said the crowd, saying that in the end, they have not dared to continue. This result is unacceptable to them. I can pass through the obstacles of penetrating the world with my own ideas. It can be seen how powerful this witch is. But now, the big witches are asking them to find each other. Can be turned around, the other side is directly destroyed. If this is to wait for the world to open and wait for their fate, it will be imaginable. No, you must not sit still. Now what we can do is to find each other. No matter who the other party is, we must win the other party. In this way, we can calm the anger of the Great Witch. Yes, we are born now, we must find the other party. For a time, the entire southern Xinjiang land, one after another strong and breath, turned out. At this time, Longfei, but has already taken the Xuanzang III to another country. Ancient Egypt. There is a desert in front of you, innocent. I can't see the beginning and the end. Longfei's expression changed slightly. According to his own memory, the whole earth can't hide from him. With his cultivation, he can cross the whole earth at a glance. But now, facing this piece of desert, it has made Longfei have an illusion. Can't see through. As if there was some kind of power that limited his eyes, he could not extend his knowledge. Longfei brother, the breath here is so depressed, I feel a little dull. Xiao Yue said openly. Yeah, bad guys, I also have this feeling. It seems that under this land, there are horrible things buried, as if looking at me under the ground, extremely uncomfortable. Xian Yu also said. Yes, I have this feeling too. Longfei nodded. Then I turned my eyes and looked at my eyes. No wonder the system is going to release such a task. These factors are really unstable. But unfortunately, no matter how mysterious you are, how old the inheritance is, you will eventually become a fly ash. Longfei thought in his heart. At this time, the change is sudden. Rumble. The pyramid in front of us began to collapse at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, a tyrannical and horrible atmosphere broke out from under the pyramid. Chapter 47:23. Chapter 47:23. The huge roaring sounds continued, and the megalithic tower that stood tall has become completely ruined and became a ruin. At the same time, the evil atmosphere of a stock broke out from it. Hey, hey, hey! Overwhelming black shadows erupted from the ground. Yin Ling. Longfei's voice sank. These things are extremely old and have a sinful atmosphere that makes people feel sick. Not only that, the shadow of the body, but also wrapped in the usual unruly, the entire mummified shape. What is disgusting? Big bad guys, what is this? Xian Yu looked awkward and the sword in his hand had been squirted. Is this a mummy? Xiao Yue said. The shadow of the sky flying in front of him made Xiao Yue fall into a state of tension. She can perceive that there is a kind of deep resentment and hate in these shadows, and it seems that there is a rejection of all living beings. Even with his current cultivation, he felt an incompetent enemy. Hey, that bunch of old things didn't lie to us, there really is a creature coming. Students who are still practicing, they have won them, and they use their souls to sacrifice their faces. Ha ha ha, the asterisk of a newbie, who has been silent for a long time, can finally lead us to control the world. Among the countless shadows, bursts of sinister laughter broke out. Several people have been treated as a kind of meal under the table. Longfei naturally feels the tension on Xiaoye's body. Instinct and body movements will hold Xiaoye behind him. This action is very subtle, but a few people are spiritual practitioners who are naturally aware of it. The fluster on Xiao Yue's face disappeared at once. A newbie. The asterisk of the cemetery in Egypt, it seems that these people are the ancient creatures who are buried in the pyramids. Longfei said faintly. The face is dull. Not to mention a group of ghosts, even if they are in the mouth of Anu, Longfei will return the other party back to the cemetery. Therefore, at this moment, Longfei has not had the slightest panic, but has an expectation. Since the other party is the most powerful existence in this party's civilization and is regarded as a **** by these people, then the strength should not be weak. And the strength is strong, for Longfei, it is very likely to be a boss. In the thought of this, Longfei's eyes came to the spirit. Looking at the yin of the sky, not waiting for this yinful movement, the dragon flies all over the body. Create a body that directly oscillates the void. Rumble. The invisible pressure is directly radiated from Longfei. The blood of the sky burst into the body of Longfei. And this power is simply fatal to these evil things. Boom. A loud bang appeared, and only one shadow after another was imprisoned directly from the void, and then it rained and fell. At this time, Longfei took the initiative to take the step forward. Longfei's hand held a long sword. Originally, in dealing with these existences, Longfei did not have to shoot at all. Even if they buried the years under the pyramid for countless years, it was extremely sinister. But in front of Longfei, gas is enough to kill them. But now, Longfei does not want to delay time. A sword is waving, and the ghost of the sky is directly invisible. Ah, what is this power? Too horrible. And, what a shadow. Why do you have the feeling of a newbie? No, there is horror than a newbie. Not my spiritual thoughts. For a moment, all over the place were screams. Under one thing, the power of winning the hook broke out, and it was a swallow. Do not give any chance to resist any of these ghosts. Hey! As one and the other spirits dissipated, the sorcerer's sword suddenly burst into a radiance. Hey! Congratulations to the player to upgrade the magic sword, the current level of 5. The system sounds crisp and incomparable. But this sound, but let the dragon fly and shine. Is the magic sword upgraded? Longfei subconsciously looked at the long sword in his hand. During this period of time, it is too slow to cultivate itself. There is no such thing in the world that can bring him experience. On the contrary, it is the foreign affairs of all parties, and the means are becoming more and more powerful. Especially the scorpion sword, it is a constant breakthrough, to bring surprises to yourself. Then, Longfei's eyes are directly locked on the sword. 20,000. Description: the level is higher than the player's 6 levels, directly spike. Within the 10-level range, the probability is spiked. This is the second technique about the scorpion sword. It is quite normal, and there is a small level of spike attribute than before. Longfei didn't care about shrugging, and then continued to watch. Killing skills. The town of the sword disappeared, the fusion of the konjac. Exhibition conditions. The player's life attribute is reduced to a dangerous state and is automatically activated. Cooling time, upgrade refresh call. Longfei took a deep breath. This time, it is the experience of Longfei, and I feel the heartbeat speeding up. This time, the magic sword, the upgrade to Longfei brings too much surprise. In the words of Longfei, it is simply violent to death. I made it, and sent it. Unfortunately, there is no power in the world for me to apply this skill. Also, the conditions are too harsh. Longfei thought in his heart. However, it can be imagined. Such a bad skill, if there are no such harsh conditions, it is a strange thing. But that's it, it's enough to make Longfei's heart shake. But at this time, there was another burst of change. Longfei has no time to enjoy the horror and joy brought by the upgrade of the magic sword, and it is attracted to the past by this change. I saw it, with this endless dying. Aside, on the boulder of a sphinx, it suddenly burst. Then, an ugly figure slowly began to condense. Ha, this is finally born. The Emperor of the East, I can't think of it. You have tried your best to break the fairy road and destroy the gods. Instead, it has become my nourishment. Now, the whole world, I am the master. Today, I, the of the cemetery, return. An angry drink appeared. A newbie. The dragon flies in the mouth. In an instant, Xuanzang and Xian Yu's face were also changed, and they looked cautiously at the front. They have perceived that the masters of this voice are terrifying and beyond the scope of their ability to confront. Dragon fly. Big bad guys, be careful. The two exclaimed. But none of them came forward. Because they know in their hearts, at this time, their shots will only affect Longfei. And Longfei, but cast a look of understanding. Then the sword in his hand moved. Since it is the of the cemetery, it is good to stay in your graveyard. This world can't hold you. Longfei took the sword and walked, one word at a time, said coldly. Chapter 47:24. Chapter 47:24 In the legends of ancient Egypt, There are many gods. One of the special existences of the cemetery is arguably the most systematic one in the practice of inheritance in Egypt. In the original era of Longfei, it was familiar to Pharaoh and the mummies. And these forces are related to the of the cemetery. If the mummy is the servant of the of the cemetery, the Pharaoh, the name is the nemesis of these beings, but more like a watchdog. It's like the master is sleeping, they stay at the door and wait for the owner to wake up. Sure enough, Longfei has not yet shot, and a commotion came from a distant sky, which just confirmed the speculation of Longfei. God, the ancient Anubi is really awakened. God, we are all your people, guarding your longevity. These people are the food we prepared for you. Please accept the sacrifices of your most loyal people. Whizzing. Several figures came out of the air. Hold the staff in your hand and wear a robe. Then, these people went straight to the Sphinx and began to pray. Ha ha ha, after thousands of years, the finally recovered. At this moment, a laughter appeared. The ugly figure that appears above the Sphinx is getting more and more solid. Lion body, human face. Anubi's face was enjoyed, looking up between the sun shining on his face. The is awake, and the darkness should come. The light is gone, and the soul is right under the tomb. My people, come out. Anubi said incomparably. Immediately, as its voice fell, the yellow sand rose and covered the sky. In the twinkling of an eye, the darkness really came down. Even the sky's Tianyang is dull and tarnished. However, Longfei knows that this is only a means of Anubi. What can be concealed is that there is only one side of the world. If it can really let the sun star fall in one sentence, I am afraid that the world will not leave him. Hey! A shattering sound appeared. I saw one of the mummies crawling out of the ruins of the pyramid. Up and down the whole body, I pulled a layer of white cloth, and some of them had already been soaked with blood, full of sin. In the distance, the pharaohs of Egypt have already seen their eyes, full of expectations. The dark spirits buried underneath, they finally came out. Ha, this time, seeing how the Super League and the Super League alliances fight with us, we are the only ones. Look at it, it will soon be 1,000 horses, and the darkness will reappear in the world. We will be able to become a peerless strongman by following the footsteps of Anubi, and the whole world will tremble at the foot of my door. One by one, Pharaoh said. Did not notice, under the ruins of the pyramid, the sound has disappeared. Longfei is not in a hurry, just watching it quietly. Well, my people, come out. Anubi's voice changed with a bit of anger. However, there is still no response. At this time, Longfei finally moved. You don't have to shout, they have already died under Laozi's sword. Longfei said with a look of disdain. After waiting for such a long time, I thought that the of this legendary cemetery was in a big move. It turned out that it was just a joke. I couldn't help but think of Xiao Bai in the mind of Longfei. This scene is very familiar, and it is completely white. And at this time, in the ancient world, Xiao Bai, who was practicing above the ancient world, suddenly opened his eyes. Auntie, who is talking about me? Hey, I dare to talk about Xiaoye behind the scenes. When Laozi is a great man, you must look good. The little white baboon said, and then immersed in cultivation. The picture was turned again. At this time, Anubi's line of sight was also transferred to Longfei's body. You are the master of the East. Impossible, the world does not open, how can you have this kind of cultivation? Just a glance, Anubi is directly scared. Just now, he has been immersed in the joy of being born, completely overwhelmed by madness, and has not seen Longfei and others. You can climb out of the cemetery, can you not have this strength? Longfei dismissed. Moreover, Lao Tzu is a food prepared by your people. Come, Laozi is standing here, watching your teeth is not sharp enough. Longfei said, the sword moved directly, locked in Anubi. At this moment, Anubi's eyes filled with hatred and turned to look at a few pharaohs. If you can, Anubi can't wait to give birth to a few people. A group of dog things, This is the blood food you prepared for me. This is to give lousy blood. Anubi said in his heart, hate heaven. At this time, several magic weapons also felt the look of Anubi. Perceive an anger of Anubi, and quickly said, the great Anubis, these are the most powerful people in the east, they have killed our people. It is the gossip of the island nation. Only their flesh and blood are worthy of you. Please enjoy it. Several people said with sincerity and fear, the gesture was lower, and they were directly on the ground, and they did not dare to lift them up. Anubi is trying to kill a few people at this time. They don't perceive the power of Longfei, but he can understand it clearly. Especially when Longfei raised his sword in his hand, he felt a sense of death. This feeling is even more terrifying than the battle of the gods thousands of years ago. Dog things, you are too long to live, do not die, give me death. Anubi screamed. The lion's body moved, and a dark mangling flashed through his body. Boom. What? No, no, my God. We are all your people, why do you want a scream of screams? Instantly raged. I saw that the figure of the three people had been shrouded in endless darkness at this moment, and in the darkness, one of them was like a cockroach. Just a few breaths of time, these people were directly torn by the horrible creatures in the dark, and even the bones were torn. Even when they died, they did not understand that they waited for the darkness to come, and finally they became dark flesh and blood. Longfei looked coldly. All of this is what they are taking. The strong man of the East, I don't want to be an enemy of you. These people make their own claims, count you, I have killed you. Anubi said. A dragon flies. I did not think of this scene at all. Longfei wants to ask, you are a god, but the **** of Egypt. How can I have no such exercises, but I haven't shot yet, so I'm going to stop. Of course, what Longfei naturally does not know is that those who dared to shoot at Longfei could not see through the repair of Longfei. At the moment, what Anubi said is a **** that was thousands of years ago. Naturally, I can see the horror of Longfei. Therefore, I dare not touch Longfei. You're tuning in to the Celestial War YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.